Louisiana, the City of Lights in Turpin Stadium, where for the last time in the 2024 season, the Northwestern State Demons will host a football game. A rivalry renewed against one of their longtime opponents, the McNeese State Cowboys. We welcome you inside the booth here at Turpin Stadium. He's top 100 giant of all time, Gary Reasons. I'm Patrick Netherton. Unlike Jake Paul, I never could beat Mike Tyson on Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. All right, Gary, this is a rivalry that needed to come back after a series of kind of odd events has kept it from being played since 21. How good is it to see McNeese and Northwestern State back on the field?
You know, this is a game that goes down in the history of college football here in the state of Louisiana as one of the best rivalries, I think. I played it many years ago, and it was truly a special time to play. And this is a game that's always going to bring out the competitiveness of both these football teams, and it's a fun one. I'm glad it's back.
Well, obviously close to Gary Reason's heart as a former linebacker is the spotlight matchup we'll have for you in this one. It is Micah Davey. It is Blake Gocher. Let's start with Davey, a guy who's only played 6 games, Gary, but he still leads the team in tackles.
Well, he leads the team in tackles this year, but guess what? Last year he led the FCS in total tackles. So Micah Davey is a linebacker. He's a leader out there. Most importantly, he's still coming off a little bit of an injury. He's not as up to speed, but I think he's going to have a great game. We'll see what he's going to be able to do today for the Cowboys.
Meanwhile, speaking of leading tacklers in the FCS, Blake Gocher is that guy.
Yeah, Blake Gocher's done a nice job for Northwestern State, no doubt about it. He's always around the football. You know, both these two linebackers are really similar in that they know the game. They're great students of the game, and they're fun to watch, and they're very explosive on the defensive side of the ball.
Should be a great matchup to watch between Gocher and Davey in Natchitoches. Well, the first guy we'll see on the field will actually be Micah Davey. Northwestern State winning the toss and electing to receive. So we will see, Gary, for the first time in a bit, J.T. Fayard, the redshirt freshman QB. Haven't seen him in quite a few games, dealing with a shoulder issue. Thought for a bit he was going to be out for the season. Thought for a bit he might be back in a week, may need surgery. It kind of went back and forth, and we will see him starting for the first time.
Well, credit JT for him staying in there and staying in the process. And he's worked his tail off to get himself back and prepared to play. Did not want to finish this season how he did, which is going out in a good ball game, over 300 yards passing in that last main game that he played in. But he's going to be back now, taking the start here and getting in this ball game, and should be good to get him back out there.
Yeah, J.T. Fayard had 322 yards passing, a touchdown, did throw 3 picks. It was a blowout loss to Stephen F. Austin, but NSU since then has seen one 300-yard passer. That's the freshman Abram Johnston, who we probably will see today as well. So all hands on deck except for a couple of guys that have either already played 4 games or are right on the edge of playing 4 games. That is the red shirt minimum. You cannot play more than 4 games and still keep your red shirt. And so with a bevy of freshmen and red shirt freshmen on today's roster, Northwestern State will start things off on offense at the 25-yard line. And it will be J.T. Fayard leading the way. There you see him, number 14, 803 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the season. Going to have Zay Davis and Colby Burrell. You'll see both of those guys in the backfield. The receiving core, and good to see Chance Newman, who's listed at QB. He's a tight end, he's a QB, he's kind of all over the place. And there you see the offensive line, a lot of new faces in new places around there. So we are set to go with Fayard working out of the pistol. Be a handoff and an awkward fall there.
Wow, he slid right on the field, yeah.
Yeah, that was, by the way, Kareem Cotton. We'll talk a lot about Kareem Cotton as this game moves along. You see the defense, they got a lot better on the outside, did McNeese. Went to the portal to get a lot of guys, but got better there. Driggers and Davey, a couple of the best linebackers you'll see in the business. And then Silvera back in the back, and Yusef Leak on the outside have been standouts for the Cowboys. So second down and long, trying to set up the tunnel screen. It is caught, but going the wrong direction is Twan Hines, and he'll go for a loss all the way back at the 21-yard line.
Good job of going inside out there. Simeon Mitchell does a nice job of getting outside, making that play on that screen. So the big fella goes and shows the speed to get out there and wreck that play for the Cowboys.
So Northwestern State only converts 22% of their third downs. That is second worst in the nation. However, the Cowboys give up almost 50% of their third downs defensively. So this is the movable force and the irresistible force and the movable object. This is the resistible force against the movable object here with these 2 third down competing, and it will be the Cowboys getting off the field. Fayard does complete the little check down, but not for near enough to Twan Hines.
Yeah, 7 or 8 yards there on third down. Not enough, though, as you talked about, Patrick. Going to punt the ball away here after that first start there. It's a beautiful day here in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Sunny and low 70s here. Sun is definitely coming down on these young men. It's not impacting them greatly. I don't think it's too hot out there to play.
Scotty Roblo will punt it away, the senior from Shreveport, Louisiana, by way of C.E. Byrd High School. That one a mile in the air, and really good field position to start after the fair catch is made by Matthew McAllister, the Louisiana Tech transfer. And so we will see Camden Sixkiller, the starting QB for the McNeese Cowboys. They brought in a transfer, Clifton McDowell from Montana, but he has been injured and is out for the season with a hand injury. Joshawn Barbie, the tailback, a couple of 100-yard games back-to-back coming into this one. Expect to see a heavy dose of run game as they go ahead and throw it to start with. Pressure right up the middle, and that pass is complete. And what do you know? Blake Gocher makes the first tackle of the game. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, right there for the Demons. No doubt about that. When you talk to Coach Goff about his quarterback, Camden Sixkiller, talked about his competitiveness and what he does. He says he's really, really smart. He's a student of the game. So looking forward to see him play today.
Picked up nearly 5 on the first play. Tried to go with a little inside draw play, and that one is sniffed out by the Demons. Nothing doing there. Good pursuit by Chancellor Owens. The front has been the stalwart for this NSU team. You see Owens, Mitchell, and George. They have played every game.
Yeah, they started every game for the Demons up there. They've played pretty well throughout. There's been some hit and miss there. We're not gonna sugarcoat it here, but obviously that defense, you know, when you have consistency with your personnel, you're going to be able to gel with the rest of your teammates.
Northwestern State coming in defensively, giving up a lot of third downs.
It's all press man here.
Quick throw to the outside, caught, but not nearly enough for the first down. Terrific play on the outside. That is one of those freshmen, Caden Mackey, a walk-on, who Blaine McCorkle said, look, we had to burn his red shirt a long time ago.
Yeah, he's played well for the Demons this year. I talked to Coach McCorkle and about freshmen or people that have made an impact in this game, on this team, and he's definitely said Caden Mackey, number 36 there, making that tackle to get the Demon defense off the field. He's one of those players who he said has been a bright spot for this Demon football team.
Speaking of bright spots for McNeese, how about Finn Lappin, the freshman from Melbourne, Australia, the ambipedal punter.
That's a new one, Patrick.
I had to go to Wikipedia or Google to figure that one out. Not ambidextrous, ambipedal, which means he can punt with either foot. This one he punts with the right foot. It is high and short, but does take a terrific bounce and will end up inside the 10, go inside the 5. A perfect punt laid down by the freshman from Melbourne, Australia, Finn Lappin, and it will pin Northwestern State deep. So both teams' defenses shining in one possession. 3 and out and 3 and out.
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. That's the rule.
Meanwhile, at a Vrbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Y'all see this? Patrick Mahomes is saying goodbye. Patrick! People was tripping.
Where are you going?
He was actually saying goodbye to his old phone.
I'm switching to the amazing new iPhone 16 T-Mobile.
It's the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. That's like peanut butter on jelly on gold. Get 4 iPhone 16s on us. Plus 4 lines for $25. and save on every plan versus the other big guys. What a deal. That's a lot if you ask me. If y'all giving it away too fast, T-Mobile, slow down.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet, and then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Abram Johnston coming out there for the Demons.
Demons are switching quarterbacks after one series, also switching running backs after one series. Jeremiah James, the freshman, is at tailback. Demons start deep inside their own territory. James will get the call right up the middle and get about a yard. By the way, I want to correct myself. I was mentioning the third down defense. I was looking at the wrong stat. McNeese's third down defense is just fine. It's Northwestern State's third down defense that struggled this year. I was looking at the wrong page. But Abram Johnston coming in at quarterback, 6'1", 195, freshman from Baton Rouge Parkview Baptist, a guy that the coaching staff is very high on. And James, the tailback, the freshman from Manny, another guy that this staff is very high on. And James gets the call twice, tries to bounce it outside, and will get wrapped up just shy of the 10-yard line, taken down by Levi Wyatt, the corner.
Well, that's a good break that time to the outside by James. Keeps that ball high and tight. I like he's got two arms around that football. Not going to allow a fumble here in this part of the field. And this defense, they're ball hawkers. They like to take that ball away. So Jeremiah James here leading with the lead blocker there in front, gets a good run here for the Demons, sets up a manageable third and short.
Third down, and call it about 5 or so from the 9-yard line. Demons 0 for 1, Cowboys 0 for 1. This will be a straight run for Abram Johnston, looking for a blocker, and has it, and he will pick up the first down. Nice job of getting some help right up the field.
Well, that's a QB run all the way, definitely taking that. So Abram Johnston here, watch the center there, does a good job of doing it. Capabilia does a nice job of moving out there and getting a little bit of a block for Johnston to get that first down for Northwestern State.
Yeah, terrific work by Billiot to get up the field. And Abram Johnston comes in, and they use him a little more as a runner than Fayard. Fayard's a little bit of a bigger body. Johnston a little bit more of that athleticism. And they go with a little outside zone, and Johnston doesn't get much. Matter of fact, he gets nothing. Javon Davis coming in to make the stop, the junior from River Ridge.
I think that Abram Johnston can do this little bit of a zone read action, kind of like we saw that play there, and he's comfortable with that, and he can pull that ball out and win the corner if he sees the end crashing down.
So James, a guy that Blaine McCorkle talked about, feels like he's got an opportunity to have a breakout game somewhere along the way with just 2 games left. Got multiple tight ends here. A straight run up the middle. James will break a couple of tackles and roll down near the first down. Then a little late pushing and shoving, and we're going to get 3 flags flying as a helmet came flying off. That was Trevon Bradford, a very young 6'7" tight end who had his helmet ripped off.
Yeah, and Tristan Diggers is perhaps the culprit, so to speak, here for the Cowboys, I believe. They're going to get him on a face mask, unnecessary roughness or unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, however you want to call it.
Number 1, defense. 15 yards will be at the end of the run, automatic first down.
Yeah, that was
number
late
87 for Northwestern State can remain in the game.
Yeah, that was late after the play, and
yeah, it was Bradford. Bradford was continuing to block, exactly. And then Driggers just grabbed the helmet and ripped it off. So Bradford, the freshman, another guy that you're going to hear us say freshman a lot in this game. There are 51 freshmen or redshirt freshmen dressed for this game. There are 47 non-freshmen dressed for this game for Northwestern State. Demons will go 3 wide, and the aforementioned Trevon Bradford at tight end. The quick slant, Kennard King comes away with it for a gain of 10.
Yeah, good confidence throw there. You're coming into the middle of the field, and it's open space there. Kennard King does a nice job on the outside. Watch him there. He's in the slot on the second one, hidden from the bottom here, and he does a nice job of getting inside there. good throw and catch that time by the quarterback.
Abram Johnston is thrown for 313 yards, 1 touch, 2 picks. He and J.T. Fayard both have had 300-yard passing games. Ray McNeely Harris loses a yard, the redshirt freshman from Denham Springs.
Well, there were 3 yellow hats there. I'll just say that nobody blocked. Ran right through, made that play. So those are the difference makers there. Stephen Johnston on the play, and Weldon Williams doing also.
Yeah, one of the things that Gary Goff talked to us about, Gary Reasons, was that he liked the way his defensive line was playing. They went out and got some transfers, brought some guys in to shore up that D-line, and it has shown. Quarterback run, the draw again for Abram Johnston. He's going to lower the shoulder and pick up the first down inside the 40-yard line. That's one of those, Gary, with a little more experience, he probably slides.
Well, he definitely is going to need to slide. He's not going to help himself by going in there full force or with his shoulder into one of the defensive players. So big contact play there, but nonetheless a big play there on first down, just to be able to, to get a first down for Northwestern State. Couple of running plays here early in the ball game for the quarterback.
Johnston has picked up a couple of first downs on runs. Demons seeing blitz coming from the secondary, and down he goes. Well-timed blitz from Bugsy Silvera, the sophomore from Florida. Second on the team with 70 tackles, now has 2.5 tackles for loss, and give him his first sack of the season.
Well, Bugsy has been one of the most impactful defensive players for McNeese this season. There's no doubt about that. And how do you not play well with a name like Bugsy? Watch him come downhill as you see the sack there in the backfield. So
yeah, Davey was involved in that as well, by the way.
Go figure, right?
Micah Davies, 6 games played, leads the team in tackles. Picks up. I'm assuming they'll probably give Davey and Silvera each a half a sack for that one. They were both back there together. Little play action. Johnston will cut it up and spin for what he can get, and it'll be 3rd and long for Northwestern State. 3rd and about 15.
Yeah, I think this may be 2-down territory thinking-wise here for Coach McCorkle. You know, you're going to roll this team out there on a 3rd and long, and don't have to get it all on this down, but if you get a little chunk, get a little bit of a play here, 6-7 yards, possibly going to go for it on that 4th down.
Yeah, I think if you get nothing, you'd probably punt. But
possibly,
if you you do pick up some yardage, I think you're right. Probably go ahead and go for it. It's been a good drive for Abram Johnston so far. It's run for 12 yards, even despite having the sack. 3-man rush, good pocket, and throws that one behind Amaz Eugene. Eugene cutting in, and Johnston thought he was going to continue up the seam, and that will necessitate a punt.
Yeah, he needs to stay in the middle of the field there. The quarterback looked like thought he was going to go up the seam, as you said, Patrick, and he stayed the course of the middle of the field, and that ball was a little back behind him there. So a little bit of miscommunication there. A couple of young players getting together.
So Reed Honstein will come in to punt this one away. We'll try to pin McNeese deep. Bit of a low snap, but well handled. Ball spiraling a mile in the air. Bounce inside the 10 and grabbed there by Ty Moore just inside the 10-yard line. So terrific work on the special teams by both punters.
Yeah, a couple of punts inside the 10-yard line here. That's what's showing what they're needing to do and just flipping the field here. But a couple of first downs there for Northwestern State on that drive. Positive on the offense.
No score as of yet. McNeese with their second possession coming up.
You hear that? Ooh, this cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling. Listen. The sizzling, the chopping, the spatula.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Oh. Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grill right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
I have always enjoyed an active lifestyle, but the pain in my knees wore me down. The pain I experienced made it difficult to stand for even more than 5 minutes at a time. I was so tired of telling my grandsons, I can't play now, Nana's knees hurt. Then I had both knees replaced at Memorial, and now I'm back doing what I love, making pasta with my husband, hiking, and spending time with my grandkids. Next stop, Yellowstone. This is my life without joint pain.
In my Louisiana, sunrise means fresh seafood on the table.
My Louisiana, every meal is a celebration.
My Louisiana,
really makes me wonder.
Ours is fast!
With real-life swamp creatures!
In my Louisiana, music is a way of life.
My Louisiana is sheer magic, from sun up to sundown.
Till sunup again. What will your Louisiana be?
When you find your Louisiana, you feed your soul.
Whether it's in the trailer, behind the camera, or on the air, NSU has a place for you. Learn the ins and outs of an ESPN broadcast while getting a full-fledged education in sports media or broadcast journalism. Northwestern State University, New Media, Journalism, and Communication Arts. Learn more at nsula.edu/new media.
McNeese getting ready to start its second drive. The Cowboys going 3 and out, picked up 7 yards on their first drive. There you see Camden Sixkiller, the redshirt freshman from Norman, Oklahoma, making his 4th straight start. Coming in as an injury replacement for Clifton McDowell, the transfer from Montana. But expect a lot of run game for McNeese, something the Cowboys do exceptionally well. They are the best running team in the Southland Conference. And Joshawn Barbie, the redshirt sophomore from Harvey, Louisiana, who's coming off of back-to-back 100-yard weeks, including 124 yards against East Texas A&M.
Yeah, Barbie's one of those runners that likes to lean and get into that hole, and he's got a little power to him as well. So he gives a good compliment there to any passing game to give it a little run strength.
Demons shifting defensively as the Cowboys go empty set. Sixkiller will quickly throw to the outside, and that pass is caught. Tyrone Hayes, the tight end, enough for the first down. So they started Gary in a tight formation, shifted everyone out to spread everything out, and then Sixkiller just found the matchup he liked.
That's exactly right, Patrick. He saw what he was. He had a man playing off just a little bit, and all they needed was a short gain there to get that first down, which they did.
Caesar McGee III was the guy playing off. This time it will be Barbie around the right side, and watch out, 35-40, and corralled by Caesar McGee III up near the 45-yard line. A big gain of 23.
Yeah, and not surprisingly, he has the jets also. Watch Barbie here come around the outside here, and he makes it around the corner. And well, I tell you, he is in hot pursuit here because he's going to have a lot of field to cover and a great tackle in the backfield in the secondary.
Sixkiller will go ahead and take this one. Flag in the middle of the line. That's usually a hold against the offense. Sixkiller picks up 5 on the run, but we will wait to see the flag.
10-yard penalty, still first down.
So Gary Leeper, our head referee. And by the way, want to pay a compliment to our crew, James Stanfield, David Antilli, all of our Travis Mitchell, all our guys. Our head referee, Gary Leeper, you know, those guys go back and watch broadcasts of games, and they watch other games as well. And he said your guys should give a clinic on how to handle the officials during the course of a broadcast. Get their mics turned on. We put them on camera. He said your guys should absolutely give a clinic to a lot of other broadcasts. So kudos to our boys in the truck for the good work they do. Gocher meets Barbie. Gocher wins that one.
Sounds like a movie title.
It does. It does.
Yeah, good.
I'm pretty sure that was that also Ryan Gosling?
Somebody meets somebody.
Right, Ryan Gosling as Blake Gocher. So 2nd and long for the Cowboys after the holding penalty. Back them up. We are rolling down through the first quarter. This is just the second offensive possession for McNeese. Sixkiller will roll. Well, the underneath option wasn't there, and he throws wide of his intended receiver, Jonathan Harris. And Gary, there's a reason why the underneath option wasn't there.
Well, Landry Huddleston just does a wonderful job here. First, he takes out the receiver, pushes that out of the way. Then he continues to the quarterback and puts pressure. Number 33 has done a really nice job. Watch him on the near side of the field. He takes away the receiver and near side. Then he goes to the quarterback, gives him something to think about while he's throwing that football. So that was well done by Huddleston.
Yeah, Landry Huddleston, who's quickly becoming one of the favorites on this team, the junior transfer from Mobile, Alabama. Just 5'10", 210. But is the second leading tackler on this squad. Sixkiller's got a lot of room in front of him, going to throw to the middle, caught, but not enough for the first down. You wonder if Gary Goff might go for it here.
Well, right just about midfield, the 49-yard line, 1 yard to the plus side if you're a McNeese fan, and Jesse Campbell, the third, back there as well.
Jesse the Campbell was the receiver that made the catch on a nice little scramble drill, but going to rely on the punter, Finn Lappin.
Going to play the field position game here. That's what this is about. This is almost old school style football here. You're gonna test it here, test the water, so to speak.
So Finn Lappin, I mentioned, he's ambipedal or ambipedal, depending on which pronunciation you like. And we have seen him punt right-footed. We have not yet seen him punt left-footed. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. Flag is down, and I believe we'll have a false start here against McNeese, or a timeout. Looks like a false start.
Number 39, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So Jake Held.
Now, you and I, we've been talking about this right foot, left foot punter situation, and I have never seen a punter punt the ball in a single game with one foot and then the other foot.
Correct.
Now, both times we've seen 2 right foot punts here. Is he going to do it here, Patrick?
Yeah, this is the third.
We got to roll the dice here.
I need 11 guys to the left side defensively to make him go the opposite way and punt left-footed. Gary Goff saying he's better with his right foot. You see he pops one high in the air. Kennard King makes the grab, and that is 2 punts for Finn Lappin. Both of them downed inside the 20. Inside the 10. That one down at the 8-yard line. So 2 possessions each way and 4 punts.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Now during the Ram Black Friday sales event, get $4,000 cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
And Doug.
Whoa, we moved. We're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
As your host, I have some rules. 2 flush maximum per bathroom visit. No games, no fun. There's a great barbecue outside, but don't touch that.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
4 drives, 4 punts, as you see first-year head coach Blaine McCorkle for Northwestern State. Gary, a lot of talk about the culture of Northwestern State Demon football. We've had guys being let go because of culture. You've had a bad culture game last week. A lot of talk about that from Blaine McCorkle and his squad.
Yeah, and what he wants is consistency. And he wants to have a consistency of approach, consistency of his players, conforming to what the rules of the program are and what they're moving forward with. And all those things, I think, are important to be able to build the culture where everyone is going to respect everyone, and then they're all going to move forward together. And so I think he's got that in motion here. It's definitely, he reinforces it. When we talk to Coach McCorkle, he has not been any different from day one that I've talked to him till now. He is consistent as all get out, and he's passing that along to his team.
Zay Davis with the carry on first down and then on second down as well. And NSU will face 3rd down and 10. The Demons are 1 for 3 on 3rd downs.
If there's one thing that I've seen over the last several weeks watching Northwestern State offensively, it's that 1st and 2nd down plays where they're not getting positive yardage. There's been too many negative plays. and plays that you just don't set yourself up for success. Here we are, 3rd and 11. You look at this offense, 3rd and 11 is not something that you want to have to be a play calling all the time, and it's been like that a lot for Northwestern State this season.
Fayard in his own end zone will check it down to Davis, and that will be a tackle for loss back at the 5-yard line. Nothing doing. No surprise, Micah Davey out there to help make the play. And then Davey a little dance afterwards to let you know who made it, and the Demons will punt from their own end zone.
Yeah, well done by the defense. The Cowboys do a good job. They get off the field. They're going to get great field position here on this punt return.
First quarter expires. Demons will turn around and punt the other way, which I think is better. It's kind of hard to tell which way the wind's going. It kind of looks like it's swirling across the field a little bit. But the Demons will punt out of their own end zone when we return a scoreless first quarter.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Now during the Ram Black Friday sales event, get $4,000 cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
And Doug.
Whoa, we moved. We're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have the stream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet, and then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
As your host, I have some rules. 2 flush maximum per bathroom visit. No games, no fun. There's a great barbecue outside, but don't touch that.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
There you see third-year head coach Gary Goff, former Valdosta State head coach, was very successful with the Blazers before making his way to McNeese, trying to kind of get things turned around after a little bit of, I'd say, unrest within the coaches. Had a couple of coaches over the span of a few years. And Scotty Roblo going to have to punt out of his own end zone. Play will be whistled dead. So move the ball back to about the 2.5-yard line.
Still 4th down.
Yeah, we got that it's still 4th down, so false start against NSU.
Yeah, pushes them back just a little bit here. And this is a tight process. The process between the center and the punter, The distance is not as much, and he's going to need to hurry this punt, Patrick. So, and also watch his footing on the back end line there. That would be a safety if he was to step out while he possessed the football.
That's sophomore Sawyer Benson, who is the long snapper. They move the ball up a little bit, so Roblo not quite heels on the back line.
In this situation, I'm not a fan of this big holes in the middle, because just like that, you can get one blocked in the end zone. They can run through it contested right to the punter. It's a tough situation.
Roblo did get it away successfully and out to the 42-yard line. Take a look at your first quarter numbers. Gary, anything jump out at you?
Well, the rush there, that was all in one rush there from McNeese. That was Roshan did a nice job there getting the ball out there. Roshan Barbie for 30 yards, but really it's been back and forth. Neither team has really been able to get any consistency offensively, and we've had some punting going on here, and they flipped the field perfectly, both these punters.
Yeah, one 15-yard pass, one 23-yard run for McNeese. Otherwise, it's been tough sledding for the Cowboys. But great field position to start this drive at the Demon 42-yard line for Camden's six killer. Goes a little counter play inside right. Really nice job of finding that little crease. Joshawn Barbie exploits it and gets 5.
The pace, what he did there on that run is what kind of worked in his favor, able to just kind of pick his way through there, letting his lineman get that hole open just a little bit, and picks up a good gain.
So far, Barbie, the only guy who's attempted a rush for McNeese, 5 carries for 35 yards for him. Meanwhile, Northwestern State has already had 5 different players run the football in the first quarter. Pistol set. Little inside zone again. Barbie trying to break it outside, gets away from one and then slips and falls. Caesar McGee the third with the outside leverage. Barbie slipping as he tried to cut it back, and it brings up a 3rd and a yard.
Yeah, Caesar McGee has done a nice job, I think, over the last several weeks for Northwestern State. There's the cornerback, number 3, does a nice job there of securing the outside and making Roshan Barbie come inside. Watch number 3 come up and force the play here to the outside, and right there at the end. And so he doesn't allow any big explosive plays, and he turns back into his teammates.
3rd and a yard. Barbie picking his way through, and he will pick up the first down. We mentioned Joshawn Barbie out of Harvey, Louisiana. He's gone over 600 yards rushing. He has had 7 touchdowns, all of them in the last 6 games. So Barbie, it has been a revolving door at running back. They've all been really good for McNeese. Joshawn Barbie, Bryce Strong, D'Angelo Durham, who's out with an injury. They have had a lot of backs over the last couple of years under Gary Goff that have done the job, and they lead the Southland in rushing, averaging just over 185 yards on the ground. Six killer in trouble, steps through a couple of tackles. Flag is downfield. Gocher makes the stop of six killer after a gain of 5, but likely will have a flag down the way.
Yeah, got to be a holding penalty, I think, in the secondary against Northwestern State.
Holding. Number 8. Defense. 10 yards to be added at the end of the run. First down.
Yeah, that was called on Antonio Hall there against Northwestern State. So fresh set of downs here from McNeese, moving to the 15-yard line of the Demons.
So the Cowboys with their best drive of the ball game, getting help from the penalty, as you mentioned, against Antonio Hall. Handoff up the middle. That's right over right guard. Carry by Colby Ham, the junior from Spring, Texas, by way of Air Force and Tyler Junior College. So Ham getting the work, brings up second down and short.
Yeah, quick to the line of scrimmage, no substitutions, going right back to work there, as you said.
Ham again over the right side, and now it will be 1st and goal for the Cowboys. Chancellor Owens and Christian Williams getting up off the bottom of the pile. 1st and goal for McNeese, doing it on the ground here.
Yeah, they make one little substitution there. Northwestern State stays with the personnel that they have on the field.
McNeese last week against East Texas A&M ran it for 367 yards. If you do that, you don't need to throw. Over the left side, just trying to bull his way in. He did cross the plane. Touchdown for the Cowboys to open up the scoring.
Yeah, I believe that was Colby Ham getting the handoff there.
The handoff?
Did I say that?
No, I did. So big push over the left side, and the Cowboys strike first. Colby Ham coming away with the rushing touchdown. So first non-Joshawn Barbie runs of the ball game other than Camden's six-killer. And it belongs to Colby Ham, who pays it off with a touchdown. For Ham, that is his first rushing touchdown of the season.
Yeah, paying off with had great field position to start this drive for the Cowboys and put it in the end zone.
Extra point from Tyler Larco is good. And McNeese takes advantage of the short field after a good defensive stand and a punt from the back of the end zone. Cowboys leading 7-0.
Bacon. Good morning, everybody. Nothing like the Jersey Mike's morning prep. The sizzling bacon, the slicing of the tomatoes, the bopping of the fresh lettuce.
Danny, what are you doing up there?
I've been living up here for months.
Got a package from Mr. DeVito?
Oh, my bacon sniffing horn. Oh, smell that bacon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now we're talking. Freshly prepped every morning. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Welcome to Casati Pines at Coshada, nestled in the natural wetlands of southwest Louisiana, on 65 acres of Looking Glass Lakes, surrounded by stately pines and live oaks. It's an experience unlike any other. A challenging 18-hole par 72 championship course, 6 sets of tees, and a unique 19th tiebreaker hole. Ranked the 18th best golf course in the USA by Golf Advisor. Casati Pines at Coshada in Kinder, Louisiana, Louisiana's best bet.
Super One Foods is proud to be named the official grocery store of the Northwestern State University Demons. No matter where you gather to watch the game, we've got everything you need at Super One Foods, all at super low prices. Plus, you can order online and enjoy same-day pickup with our convenient curbside service. Talk about a game changer. Score big when you shop at Super One Foods, your official NSU Demons grocery store.
Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Manning, a short drive from I-49. Family owned and operated since 1987. Make Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC your holiday shopping destination for a gift that is sure to please. Come experience the Foy way and see why our customers rave about our excellent customer experience in both sales and service. We look forward to earning your business at Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC.
McNeese takes advantage of the short field. 7 plays, 42 yards, about 3 minutes off the clock. Colby Ham from 2 yards out gives the Cowboys the lead here in the second quarter. And, Gary, that's what good teams should do, right?
Yeah, capitalize.
Get a good defensive stand, take advantage.
Yeah, take care of field position and put points on the board. Those are things that have to happen.
Miles Kit Denton will bring it out of the end zone. He's had a few explosive returns this year. Finds himself a little crease and will get it across the 25, so he does end up gaining some field position. Pyle will continue to move. I would expect the Aussie punter to be in there somewhere in a rugby scrum. And by the way, a nice round of applause from the fans here.
Yeah, that's a little something you don't see all the time. 4 or 5 yards there extra as this Miles Kit Denton brings it down here. Watch the speed, the contact. You've got him shut down there about the 27-yard line, but watch the pile. The pile's moving forward, and that's positive for Northwestern State.
Zay Davis,
Ty
Moore.
34-yard line. Boy,
yeah.
They netted 7+ more yards, Patrick. I did the math by myself.
That's very good. They even after all those collisions in the NFL, you still got your math skills. I appreciate that, Gary. Abram Johnston throwing the slant. Miles Kit Denton trying to make a man miss, and really nice play on the outside to make sure that didn't happen. That's Yusef Leak. We talked about earlier, the senior from Orlando was named a mid-season All-American by Phil Steele. And Leak certainly showing why there. That's a good one-on-one matchup.
Yeah, down here at the bottom of the screen, he's going to be one-on-one there. That's Miles Kit Denton. If he breaks away from Leak there, he's going to have some room to run, and he's got the speed to run away from the defense. That's an excellent job by Leak, keeping him contained after a short gain.
Making it a gain of 4. That was Abram Johnston back in at QB. This time it'll be Ray McNeely Harris who got tripped up by Micah Davey. McNeely Harris went flying for about 3 or 4 yards. But it was Davey who got the initial trip.
Just wondering here, how does Micah Davey get in off the outside there very quickly? And dive and make that flying tackle. Knocks him off his feet. What a play.
Micah Davey led the nation in tackles last year and leads his team in tackles this year. And again, that's despite having only played 6 of the 10 games. He's missed 4 games. He still leads the team with 71 tackles. Johnston, pocket breaks down, little roll out.
Touchdown.
Nowhere to go. Now
Touchdown.
throws it deep. He's got the back out of the backfield. It's a foot race to the end zone and tripped up inside the 10-yard line. Ray McNeese Harris.
Well, Micah Davey is in coverage actually on the running back to the outside, and then he allows the running back to slip behind him, and as the quarterback rolls to the sideline, he sees some green grass in front for the running back to go, and I believe that is Micah Davey down there who made that shoestring tackle diving at him. He is still down on the field. He had his exceptional speed to catch up with him because this was wide open. You hear me saying touchdown because the quarterback, if he sees him out there, it's an easy touchdown, but not with Micah Davey there with his speed, and he makes a shoestring tackle and gets him down about the 9-yard line.
Looking back at him like he's Jaws, trailing him, Micah Davey showing that incredible athleticism, but is down injured. We'll check on him when we get back.
Check-in time is 3.
It's 2:55.
I know.
Is this what he's doing now?
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. No games, no fun.
Yes, Coach.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one you have all to yourself.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Coach Gecko.
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects and 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True!
Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Well, you see Micah Davey being helped off the field, and Gary looked like maybe a lower back. We'll show the play here, and you can kind of see as he tripped up Ray McNeese Harris down the field. Number one, an amazing effort to get there to start with from where he was.
Yeah, he missed contact, coverage of him, but he makes up the speed there. And I think he just kind of perplexed his back there. You see him kind of bow up there, landing right on his midsection, and very uncomfortable.
Kareem Cotton in at quarterback, and he will get a little bit. We'll be on Kareem Cotton watch, expecting him to play receiver, running back. He's already had a run as the running back. He's now had one as the quarterback, and he stays in at QB here. A guy who has had quite a journey from North Little Rock, where he was a tremendous QB. He came to NSU as a quarterback, moved to receiver, moved back to quarterback, moved back to receiver this spring, and then had to, this spring actually was a QB, then back to receiver before fall camp, and then back to quarterback. Going to go with a little pitch to the outside, and that will go backwards. Twan Hines gets cut down for a loss. Yeah, that time, Javon Davis. Davis and Leak were both out there.
Yeah, those guys out there did a good job getting on the outside and not allowing him to get around Twan Hines with a lot of speed.
So now Northwestern State goes backwards on second down, and it's 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. And Abram Johnston, who's led this drive, had that long pass, is now back in. Johnston has thrown for 68 yards. Now 3rd and goal, and Blaine McCorkle wants a timeout. Play clock had gotten down to 3.
Yeah, they need to get the full, let the quarterback read out there, and they didn't have enough time to read the defense. So Blaine McCorkle deciding to see what they can get done here on this 3rd down and 3rd and goal, as you said, Patrick.
You know, it's interesting, Gary. This team has just look. The offense has struggled. They're near the bottom in the nation in almost every offensive category. But it seems like every time something goes right, something immediately goes wrong. And you and I were talking during the break, right? You just had a touchdown. Micah Davey makes an amazing effort to trip up Ray McNeely Harris, and then it's okay, how do you find a way to mess it up? Because that's what it feels like Northwestern State does this year. And Gary, when you're 0-10, that's a mentality you have to fight.
Exactly, and that's what you're trying to break against that. Now you got to just build on something here. If they can put this into the end zone, that'd be a great positive for them. If nothing else, come away with points, though that's a field goal attempt here. You don't want to come up empty.
So Abram Johnston, 2 weeks ago, Northwestern State had a fumble into the end zone that was going to be a touchdown. Johnston throws the out, bopped in the air, and it is almost intercepted, and that's just what we were talking about.
That was a interception waiting to occur right there with that Bugsy Silvera does a nice job there and gets his hand in there and pops it up, but did not go for an interception, so they bring on the field goal unit here for Northwestern State.
So Reed Honstein will attempt a 25-yard field goal. Honstein is 4 for 6 on field goal attempts so far this year from just inside the left hash. Execution is good, and the kick is good. So Reed Honstein, the senior from Georgetown, Texas, puts the points on the board, and for Northwestern State, that is a good sign. They have been shut out 4 times this season. It will not happen for a 5th today. 8.5 left in the first half. The Demons are on the board.
From the bayou to the beaches to the border, college basketball is back in the Southland. Now, 24 teams from 12 schools will vie for greatness. And come March, the ultimate chance to be the NCAA's next David versus Goliath. Tune in to Southland Hoops, the drive to win.
Super One Foods is proud to be named the official grocery store of the Northwestern State University Demons. No matter where you gather to watch the game, we've got everything you need at Super One Foods, all at super low prices. Plus, you can order online and enjoy same-day pickup with our convenient curbside service. Talk about a game changer. Score big when you shop at Super One Foods, your official NSU Demons grocery store.
Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Manny, a short drive from I-49. Family owned and operated since 1987. Make Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC your holiday shopping destination for a gift that is sure to please. Come experience the Foy way and see why our customers rave about our excellent customer experience in both sales and service. We look forward to earning your business at Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Whether it's in the trailer, behind the camera, or on the air, NSU has a place for you. Learn the ins and outs of an ESPN broadcast while getting a full-fledged education in sports media or broadcast journalism. Northwestern State University. New media, journalism, and communication arts. Learn more at nsula.edu/new media.
Northwestern State with a 7-play, 58-yard drive, took 3:14 off the clock and ended with a 25-yard field goal from Reed Honstein. And the Demons are on the board. And Gary, we were talking again, that mentality, right? The culture that Blaine McCorkle's talking about. The culture says you have to find a way to score right there after your running back gets tripped up on what looked like it could have been a sure touchdown.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a positive there. Not a real demonstrative thing. You like to put it in the end zone for a touchdown, but they'll take the field goal.
That will go into the end zone off the left foot of senior Scotty Roblo. 8 seniors honored before this game for Northwestern State. As we mentioned, the Demons dressing out 51 freshmen or true freshmen today and 8 seniors in the class.
Yeah, the seniors are somewhat special. This is going to be their last home game here at the Northwestern State Demon, and I can tell you personally, you commit yourself to this program, this university, which these seniors have done. It means something to you to come out here and play on this field, and a lot of joy and a lot of fun out here and being a part of some teams.
6 Killer is going to throw. It takes the check down crossing route underneath. No flag. The entire Demon coaching staff wanted a hold by Joshawn Barbie on Landry Huddleston. Instead, the reception will go for a first down to Jermichael Carter.
Yeah, Carter does a nice job. They're coming across and showing some speed. They're getting that first down there for the Cowboys.
Is there a hold on 33, underneath. Gary?
Possibly there, because he's definitely engaged, and that flag did not come out of the pocket.
Hear the entire coaching staff on the sideline screaming for a hold on Landry Huddleston, but a first down on the short crosser for the sophomore from the Kentwood Kangaroos. Handoff, big collision. That's Danny Sears driving Joshawn Barbie backwards right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, all 225 pounds of Danny Sears made that contact there, and that was a big hit.
Sears coming off of a career best 10 tackles at Southeastern Louisiana last weekend. Missed some games, but I tell you what, between Sears, Gocher, and Huddleston, that is a heck of a linebacking core for this Northwestern State Demon team.
They are very productive. I'll give them that.
6 Killer on the play action, looking for the crosser and throws it wide. Looking for his tight end, Logan Malden, across the field, the junior transfer from Charlotte, North Carolina.
The receiver and the opportunity was there, but 6 Killer doesn't bring the ball down enough for the receiver to catch that football, one that gets away from him, so it brings up a long third down here.
3rd and 10 for the Cowboys. We mentioned Northwestern State gives up over 49% of their third down conversions defensively. That is bottom 10 in America. 3-by-1 set, 6 Killer. Now under pressure, going to step up and goes down. Chancellor Owens picking up his 3rd sack of the year for the redshirt freshman from Hazlet, Texas.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys up front that has played consistently all season long. One of the big guys up there, got a good frame, and I think he's got a bright future as a defensive end, and he just continues to work to the quarterback here and gets him to the ground, as you said, Patrick, and a huge play and a sack and a stop for this Northwestern State defense.
All right, now the real question, Gary, does Finn Lappin punt with his left foot yet?
I don't think so. He's got his left foot forward. It's just it would be wrong.
Big rush.
That's a great
Keep in
punt.
mind, Gary knows a lot about punting, as that's going to be a return from Twan Hines. Probably should have fair caught that one. But Hines holds on to it as he gets taken under at the 19-yard line. That was a 48-yard punt by Finn Lappin. How good has Lappin been, Gary? McNeese had 5 punts of more than 50 yards last season. The whole season, 5 punts of over 50. Finn Lappin has had 19 of them himself this season.
That's a way to flip the field. Those are long punts. Those have the ability to take something where you're in a bad field position and make it a more of a positive situation for a team, and he's a weapon.
By the way, I should say 20. He had a 50-yard punt earlier, so he now has 20 50-yard punts. Another false start here against NSU.
False start, number 82, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That will be John Barr, guilty. No surprise, a freshman. On this offense, you're talking about a bevy of freshmen that are playing and have played. Obviously, Abram Johnston, the quarterback, is a true freshman. Barr, a redshirt freshman transfer from ULM. So 1st and 15 for the Demons. Barr goes in motion again. Little play action. Going to throw deep down the seam right to the safety, just hanging out back there waiting on that pass. And that was an easy interception for Thomas Miles, his 2nd of the year.
Yeah, Miles is just back there playing center field, and he's just watching the quarterback, and the receiver is coming in a route progression towards him. He's the free safety right there in the middle, and he just Hey, the ball is right there for him. It seems like instead of the receiver, the ball, it definitely would be overthrown if you want to look at it that way. But a big takeaway here now for the Cowboys and getting good field position once again.
Yeah, you could tell Johnston just never saw the safety in the middle of the field. He was thinking that was going to be an easy post pattern and a touchdown. So for Abram Johnston, that is his third interception of the season. And it sets up the Cowboys in plus field position for the second time in this second quarter. They paid off the first one with a touchdown. Six killer, good pocket. That one's intercepted by Blake Gocher. Gocher looking for a big return and will get taken down at the 40-yard line. What can't he do? 134 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, 4.5 sacks, and now an interception for Blake Gocher.
Get in the passing lane is what he does. He gets there, and then he gets his hands up and makes this catch. Watch the ball. He's in the middle of the field there. He sees the quarterback's eyes. He's wanting to get it down the field. That ball is probably a little bit underthrown there by Six Killer, but a great job by Gocher. Look at the run after the catch. Very impressive there with Northwestern State now on the plus side of the field.
So Gocher, with his first interception, had one go through his hands a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
That would have been, I think it was Nichols, that he had one go right through his hands and ended up being a touchdown.
Was caught for a touchdown. It literally went through his hands, and he didn't touch the ball. He told us he didn't touch it.
Demons are going to go with a little reverse here, and McNeese is not fooled. Kennard King has to do all of this on his own and makes a very impressive run. Basically, all on his own, Gary.
Yeah, Kennard King does a lot of this on his own. As you said, he's got the speed, the ability, and I've seen King make a lot of plays here with Northwestern State offensively. Pretty good job.
Actually, all 4 quarterbacks are on the field right now for Northwestern State. All 4 QBs are on the field. Quaterius Hawkins at the bottom of your screen with Kareem Cotton. That's 8 and 7. Then your other 2 QBs are in the backfield. So fake one way, fake the other. Here's Cotton, who can throw. Instead, he will run with it and get stopped after a gain of 5. So the Demons going all 4 QBs on the field.
And that was well defended by McNeese State. They matched up very, very well. There was a little cross direction in the backfield where these quarterbacks were lined up and where they're going, and then the sweep around with Cotton to give him a dual threat option, chance to throw the ball or run the ball, and he chose not to throw the ball because of the great coverage by McNeese.
Demons end up getting 5 yards out of it. It will bring up a third down.
A little more normal personnel in the game back here for Northwestern State.
High snap. That messes everything up. Ball gets handed off and backwards it goes. The high snap to Abram Johnson just threw off all of the timing, and now it's 4th down and 13.
Well, Abram Johnson does a good job just to secure this football. That snap was high and well high over his head. Watch him, how he goes up skies for that football and just barely grabs it. Gives it away to Zay Davis. Here, you take this.
Yeah, poor Davis. What are you going to do with that thing? It was a hot potato. Zay Davis didn't have much happening there. So after the interception by Blake Gocher sets up the Demons in great field position, they end up not being able to take advantage. And Reed Honstein will punt it away again. Goes with the end-over-end punt. Will bounce inside the 10, inside the 5, and goes down at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, touched it around the 8 or 9-yard line. I saw a beanbag thrown out there, Patrick, so that's where they'll spot the ball.
They'll put the ball at the 9-yard line. 7-3 your score. 2 teams coming in. Demons giving up nearly 45 points a game. McNeese giving up 25 points a game. But so far, it has been a defensive battle. Northwestern State comes in near the bottom in the nation in almost all of the offensive categories. But the offense so far, over 100 yards, which for NSU is, they have not reached a couple of times. So good to see the offense having some success. Meanwhile, the defense has held the McNeese offense under 100 yards. Little counter action here. Barbie trying to turn the corner. Big collision right there. Antonio Hall stepping up to help make the play, along with freshman linebacker Hayden Jenkins.
You know, if you're Gary Goff for McNeese, you're going to say, we're going to take that all day long. Hand that ball off, get 4, almost 5 yards there. Just keep running downhill. Kind of what was happening there.
Yeah, Gary, they ran it 56 times last week against East Texas A&M for nearly 400 yards. Barbie moves to the other side. Same play, just counter. This time finds the crease back up the middle. And hanging on for dear life, Blake Gocher makes the stopper. That might have been a big one.
Good assignment blocking that time by the offensive line for McNeese. Good job of getting a hole opening there and pulling around and making good contact on these Northwestern State players.
Clock getting set to roll down, under 3 minutes left to go in the half. First down for the Cowboys, both on counter plays to the right side, now outside zone left. Chancellor Owens and Cam George both there to combine on the stop. Gain of a yard for Joshawn Barbie again.
Yeah, I was watching number 95 there in the middle, Big Johnny Mitchell, and seeing how he's doing. He's a big man, and he is a guy that you have to contend with in the middle and try to move him out of the way. If you're trying to run that ball in the middle of the defense there, he is an imposing figure for sure.
There's a couple of 95s, Gary, on both sides, both named Mitchell, who are the big pluggers inside, and they do a great job of keeping offensive linemen off their linebackers. Throw to the middle, perfectly executed there, just sitting down right in the hole in that zone, and complete to Jesse Campbell III.
Yeah, Campbell does a nice job of setting in that zone, Patrick, just like you talked about, and Six Killer does a nice job of getting it out there to him, and easy throw and catch.
See if the Cowboys elect to try to run one more play before the 2-minute timeout. Demons are not going to sub, so the Cowboys, if they snap it quickly, they can get one more play off. Quick throw to the outside, and that one is dropped. And that, just want to warn you, Gary, that it is the 2-minute timeout. 7-3 the lead for the Cowboys, trying to find more points before the end of the half.
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. That's the rule.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats has legit tickets for legit fans. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats makes scoring great deals on great seats. Fast, easy, and reliable. When it's something you can't miss, Vivid Seats doesn't miss. With the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G.
Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects and 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
2-minute timeout is done, and we continue here. McNeese leading this one 7-3. Cowboys, by the way, have a new quarterback in the ball game. Alex Flores is back at QB. Hands off to Barbie, makes a great move right up the middle, still on his feet, has running room, cuts it back, flag is down. Barbie scores, but likely will be coming back for a hold. That will ruin a spectacular run by Joshawn Barbie.
Yeah, this hold occurred down the field here, so we'll see how this is officiated.
That'll be should 10 from the spot, right?
Holding. 5. Still first.
So having some issues with our referees, Mike, Gary Leeper. But it's well down the field where this hole occurs. Look at 28 right there, Gary.
Yeah, that's exactly where it is, right in that same area right there. That's the hold right there at the 28-yard line, and then the 5 yards behind. So the Campbell third, got it?
It will still give McNeese tremendous field position off a tremendous run by Joshawn Barbie. But again, backup QB Alex Flores is in the ballgame, the sophomore transfer from La Mirada, California. Going to try to throw the screen to the outside. Well placed. And a big hit out there. Landry Huddleston there to make the stop.
Yeah, Ham does a nice job there of catching this football, but he takes a shot. He goes over the pile on the screen.
By the way, I'm looking at Six Killer. He doesn't appear to be injured. I think it may have just been threw a pick on the last possession, get him out. Quick throw to the outside and a big hit. That should keep the clock moving. Well played on the outside. That was Caesar McGee the third. And now Gary Goff will come in and call a timeout with 1:10 left to go. And facing a third down.
Settle this offense down here. They want to make something of it. They don't want to let an opportunity to put a touchdown on the board go away here. Talk about this a little bit.
What do you think of the move with making the move to the backup QB here, Gary?
It's a feel thing. If it's one of those things where a quarterback, they've talked about it and they've practiced and you say, hey, we're going to give this young man a shot and figure it out. Both of these teams are a little bit similar in the fact that they want to evaluate talent, Patrick, and, that might be part of this decision-making as well.
Alex Flores has played in 2 games so far this year. He's 2 for 3 for 19 yards. In this game, he is 2 for 3 for 20 yards. There you see number 15. Now, just note, not everyone on this team has the last name McNeese. I just want to make that clear if you look at the back of their jerseys. That is Flores. So 3rd down and a yard. Barbie's in the backfield. Got to imagine this is Barbie time. And it is. Again, just a magnificent job of finding a small crease and turning that into a nice gain and a first down.
Yeah, the offensive line does a nice job of just pushing and continuing to push against that defensive line for Northwestern State, who've rolled through a few defensive linemen here this afternoon.
Barbie already near 100 yards rushing in the first half. Would be his 3rd consecutive 100-yard game. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Blitz comes. Quick out. That is perfectly placed. And then out of bounds. Found. That was Cameron Senegal, the junior wideout from Zachary.
Yeah, and Isaiah Robinson knocking him out of bounds there, at least, dancing with him on the sideline.
Right. I had a little, well, it's prom season, right? Had a little dance before ushering him out of bounds. So now 1st and goal for the Cowboys, trying to strike right before halftime. Barbie out of the backfield. Going to throw it out to him. Guys out there. McGee will end up making the play. But a pickup of about 5 or 6 will bring up 2nd and goal.
Also another bright spot on this defense has been the play of Caesar McGee, number 3 out there. He has been a player who has done well on the outside, and he's shown quite a bit of spunk there in coverage and also in tackling.
McGee has 5 tackles, second only to, no surprise, Blake Gocher with 7. Barbie up the middle, stumbles and falls down to the 2-yard line. And Gary Goff's going to let this clock move a bit. Now we'll take the timeout.
32 seconds left on the clock here for this second quarter, and good timeout, good opportunity to talk something over to possibly get this ball into the end zone.
Well, and with the timeout remaining, you can certainly run it here if you want to. You see Joshawn Barbie tripping and falling there. Barbie 1 yard away from a 100-yard gain. By the way, that run that he had that was partially called back due to a hold ended up being a 39-yard scamper. So McNeese trying to score right before half. Keep in mind, the Cowboys will also get the ball to start the second half because the Demons took the ball first. So that's the double you dream of, Gary, is the score right before halftime and then score again right after halftime.
Well, this for Northwestern State is a must stop on defense to at least force a field goal attempt here if you're thinking about trying to turn away the Cowboys. So do not want to let them into this end zone if they can.
Colby Ham, who has the only touchdown of this game, is the tailback. He scored basically in this formation. They ran him around the left side. Changing the formation up a little bit here. Now receiver in motion. They're going to throw it out and wide open. The tight end Logan Malden got lost in traffic. And that's an easy touchdown for the Cowboys. Great play design.
It was a great scheme. A great play to draw up there. A lot of moving parts on that play and a lot of players moving in the secondary for Northwestern State. You see him moving around, a little misdirection there, and he comes underneath, and nobody even in 5 yards of him.
Yeah, it looks like Danny Sears was the guy who probably had coverage and was coming in to try to stop the run. Malden just went right past him for the easy touchdown. So the Cowboys scoring their second touchdown right before halftime on a nice long drive. And these are the sort of things, Gary, when you're 0-10 that these can compound, right? Emotionally, mentally. These are the things that worry you when you're coaching an 0-10 team that, how do you, a 10-0 team doesn't get fazed by being down 14-3 and giving up a late touchdown.
Yeah, and what's happened in this game, Patrick, is where you'll see McNeese, they are making the chunk plays. The chunk plays that are the ones that are getting them down the field a little bit quicker, and Northwestern State has not been able to convert, many chunk plays or bigger plays in this ball game. And, you talked about a few of those a few minutes ago where that's exactly how they're going down the field are the Cowboys, and it's paid off for them with a couple of scores.
13 plays, 91 yards. It took 3:39 off the clock. And McNeese now has exactly 200 yards of offense in the first half. Northwestern State does not yet have 100. So Miles Kit Denton back deep to receive this one. Got to imagine it's coming out even if it's in the end zone. Denton trying to go all the way across the field. Stays on his feet across the 25-yard line. Good individual effort by Miles Kit Denton. But if you're Northwestern State, what, if anything, can you get done in 20 seconds?
Yeah, you might get a quick thing to the outsider. You still got a timeout you can use if you wanted to and push this thing down there to see if you can possibly get a field goal attempt. But, they're 40 yards away from field goal opportunity.
So J.T. Fayard is back in at quarterback here. Fayard has the big arm on the team, the biggest arm. Again, dealing with a shoulder injury. But according to Blaine McCorkle, can basically do whatever he needs to do in terms of throwing that ball. So a run inside, and I believe Blaine McCorkle is not going to elect to use a timeout here. He has a couple left, and McNeese has one left, but it's going to take it to the locker room. And McNeese with a late touchdown right before halftime has a 14-3 lead over Northwestern State, as you see Blaine McCorkle trying to exhort the troops. Demons in their final home game. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a conversation with men's basketball coach Rick Cabrera. He will join Jason Pugh coming up in just a bit.
He's been through a lot.
We'll get there. It's okay. You're safe here. Come on. No hurry.
You know it's true. I only wanna be with you.
Love begins with trust. I'm not going anywhere. That's why I got a Subaru.
The Subaru Forester. Safe, long-lasting, trusted, loved.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games. Plus, let's go to the tape. NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game and exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
Welcome into the studio here at halftime between McNeese and Northwestern State. When we come back, joined by NSU head men's basketball coach Rick Cabrera here on ESPN+.
You may not know where you stand with that neighbor you wave at but never talk to. But you always know where you stand with the Sport Clips app haircut tracker that tracks your real-time wait time. It's a game changer.
This season, let's add more protection. Flu and COVID vaccines are your best defense against severe illness. They prevented 9 million flu cases and cut COVID hospitalizations in half. Add it all up, vaccines equal protection.
I'ma take that and put it with this. I'ma take this and put it with that. Take a step back, look at it. Take a step back, look at it.
Head out on the highway, born to be wild.
Y'all, at Wayfair, there are no rules when it comes to style.
Time out. We can take our own gifts home?
Yes!
Because I'm about to be big game ready.
This happens every year.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Say you're looking for the perfect present. Head to the perfect place. A place with gifts that light up a face as well as a room. Where it's easy to find the brands they'll love and the advice you trust. That place isn't a warehouse store. That place is your local Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed. This Christmas, get free assembly and delivery on your new grill at Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
He's been through a lot.
We'll get there. It's okay. You're safe here. Come on. No hurry.
Lord, you know it's true. I only wanna be with you.
Love begins with trust. I'm not going anywhere. That's why I got a Subaru.
The Subaru Forester. Safe, long-lasting, trusted, loved.
Weight loss.
For so long,
I felt stuck. But Zepbound means change. Zepbound is for adults with obesity to help lose weight and keep it off.
Activating 2 naturally occurring hormone receptors in my body, it works differently.
it's changing what I believe is possible when it comes to weight loss. It's changing how much weight I lose, up to 48 pounds.
And changing what happens.
Zepbound should not be used with other tirzepatide-containing or GLP-1 receptor agonist medicines. It is not for children. Don't take it if you're allergic, you or your family have medullary thyroid cancer, or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump, or swelling in your neck. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis or severe stomach and gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor of any vision changes or diabetic retinopathy. Taking Zepbound with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Tell your doctor if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Tell your doctor if you have any mental changes. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can cause dehydration and may cause kidney problems.
Zepbound means change.
Welcome back into the studio. Halftime of McNeese and Northwestern State. Joined now by Northwestern State head men's basketball coach Rick Cabrera, second-year coach. First year, the days were short. Year may have been a little bit long. As you go into year two, a lot more comfortable?
Yeah, we bring a lot of excitement, coming into this year. I think our staff did a great job at recruiting, a really talented young men that are fitting my culture and what we need to do to build this program. We're excited. First year was a situation where you start your foundation. Every program has a foundation. Sometimes it's rocky, sometimes it's not. Wasn't necessarily rocky. We were just building on it. And, I think we did a good job going into year two.
Well, you've got what seems to be more of your guys. You actually had a time. You had ramp up. You had time to really recruit your type of players. You'll be a little bit in when this airs, a little bit into the season, and we'll get into that just a bit. But some of the guys you brought in, the Addison Pattersons, who you're familiar with, you've brought in a lot of guys from the Panhandle Conference where you came from. A lot of familiarity with those guys has got to help some of the moving in process.
Yes, that was basically recruiting. Addison obviously like I coached him and like he's a talented young man. And some of the other guys that I brought in, Gerald Colonel and Dante Walker, those guys are guys that I recruited for 2 years. Obviously, at that time, I didn't know I was going to get this job, but I was able to see what they brought to the table every day and who they were coached by. And that matters in the recruiting process that we are building here.
And I think you talk about the foundation you had. You can't leave out the returners you have coming back from last year, guys like Chris Mubru that got a lot of minutes. J.C. Riley, when he got over his injuries, really had some big moments in the second half of conference. You'll get J.T. Warren back for a full year, you hope. Knock on wood, wherever that may be. But those guys that were with you kind of have an understanding, can bring some of those guys who may not know along.
Yeah, Chris and and JC, going into last year, weren't projected to get a lot of minutes, but it was so valuable that they did as freshmen, so they know what this level's like, and they know what our conference is like, and they have been phenomenal in the spring of last year, in the summer, and obviously at the start of this fall. JT Warren is our fearless leader. Like he's an energetic dude. He's one of the hardest playing guys I've ever coached, and we're expecting a lot from here. Like he deserves some good luck in being healthy.
Very challenging non-conference slate before you head into conference. Maybe not a highlight necessarily, but you will host a multi-team event. First time I believe we've had that. It's the weekend of November 20, the next weekend from when this airs, November 22nd through the 24th. Really good chance to come in and see how you guys react to playing at home in a quick turnaround, which isn't always what you get in non-conference play.
Well, first and foremost, if we get a chance to, to get some home games so our fans can see, and we get to sleep in our own beds the night before, it's always a bonus, no matter who it is. And we got two teams in North Alabama and Monroe coming here. That's going to be a challenge for us. I think North Alabama is one of the tops in their league, and Monroe is right up the road. It's a little rival and in a higher conference in regard to the Sun Belt. So we're excited for it. It's going to be two tough opponents, but we're excited that our fans get an opportunity to see us play.
Very quickly, you start Southland Conference very early, December 5th and 7th on the road. A little different ramp-up time.
Yeah, in my career as a Division I assistant, we haven't played any early conference games, so it's going to be a little different. But at the end of the day, like those two are the most important to start out with, and it's basketball that we play. So we just have to prepare a little bit differently for those, and make our guys understand this isn't your typical January, February. It's starting in December, so get ready.
Well, Rick Cabrera, wish you the best of luck in year two as you guys continue to build that foundation and grow it vertically. We'll get ready to throw everything back to Patrick and Gary as they get you ready for the second half of McNeese and Northwestern State home finale for the Demons here at Turpin Stadium on ESPN+.
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. That's the rule.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
Get smooth. Duluth Buck Naked Smooth Underwear. Only at Duluth Trading.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Now during the Ram Black Friday sales event, get $4,000 cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I thought I'd get a wax figure of myself. Cool, right? Look at the craftsmanship. I mean, they even got my nostrils right. It's just nice to know, years after I'm gone, this guy will be standing the test of time. He's melting. Oh, jeez. No. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
This is a desk. At least to everyone else, this is a desk. But to you, it's a launch pad. Your starting block. Your 100-foot wave. See, this ain't no desk. This is a slingshot, baby. And the harder you work, the farther you fly. This ain't a desk. This is opportunity.
With coverage across 99% of America on the new Boost mobile network, you can switch and save and get the Coach Prime Moto G 5G on us at your local Boost retailer.
We're at halftime here at Turpin Stadium in Natchitoches, Northwestern State and McNeese. Big thanks to Jason Pugh for that interview. When we come back, Gary Reasons and I will talk a little bit about that first half.
You may not know where you stand with today's youth, but you always know where you stand with the Sport Clips app haircut tracker that tracks your real-time wait time.
It's a game changer.
The moment I loved our Subaru Outback most was the moment they walked away from it.
Mom! Thank goodness.
And that's why our family will only drive a Subaru.
Subaru. More IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than any other brand. Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Get special low rates on a new Subaru Outback for a limited time.
Weight loss is changing.
For so long, I felt stuck on repeat. I tried and tried again, lost weight, gained it back.
But Zepbound means change. Zepbound's for adults with obesity to help lose weight and keep it off.
Activating 2 naturally occurring hormone receptors in my body, Zepbound works differently. It's changing what I believe is possible when it comes to weight loss. It's changing how much weight I lose, up to 48 pounds. And it's changing what happens.
Zepbound should not be used with other tirzepatide-containing or GLP-1 receptor agonist medicines. It is not for children. Don't take it if you're allergic, you or your family have medullary thyroid cancer, or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump, or swelling in your neck. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis or severe stomach and gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor of any vision changes or diabetic retinopathy. Taking Zepbound with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Tell your doctor if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Tell your doctor if you have any mental changes. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can cause dehydration and may cause kidney problems.
Zepbound means change.
And when it comes to weight loss,
Change is good. Discover the weight loss you could be bound for. Talk to your doctor about Zepbound.
Listen up, get tight.
This is the most important timeout I've ever called.
Things are getting out of control out there, and we need to regroup.
Hate.
Hate is winning out there.
Not on these fields.
In our communities.
On our streets.
In our schools.
And we need to stop it.
So let's take this moment
To change the momentum.
and call a timeout.
On hate.
Together.
Together.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Just about to wrap up halftime. McNeese scoring right before the end of the half with just 29 seconds left to go. They also will get the ball to start the second half. By the way, big shout out to Martin Eden. You see jogging right there at the bottom of your screen. He and his facilities crew do such a great job here at Northwestern State. Gary Reasons, Patrick Netherton with you. Gary, what jumps out at you?
Well, really, it's just the 200 yards here, total offense by McNeese, and basically commensurate with the score, 14-3 here, Northwestern State, and they're really not getting anything going offensively one more time here in this football game. They've had a little bit of sputtering around, but not so good on the offensive side. But McNeese, they've just playing complimentary football, and they've had some explosive runs by Roshan Barbie, and he's got 99 yards rushing in this ball game, but not a touchdown yet to his credit.
Yeah, it was, by the way, just 59 yards for McNeese in the first quarter, 141 in the second quarter. And you mentioned Joshawn Barbie, 87 rushing yards in that second quarter alone for the Cowboys. That will win you a lot of ball games.
Yes, it will. You know, if you can lean on the run and be demonstrative like that, that's going to give you a lot of opportunities to be on the right side of the points column to give you wins.
So McNeese will begin with the ball to start the second quarter. And I've got to imagine, Gary, with two quarterbacks having played both ways, Alex Flores coming in for a bit after Camden's six-killer threw an interception to Blake Gocher.
Well, those two quarterbacks have been efficient. You know, Patrick, 6 of 7 is Alex Flores throwing the football, and also Camden six-killer, 5 of 8. So 11 of 15, that's pretty good stuff.
This kickoff will end up going out of bounds at the 1-yard line, so it'll be tremendous field position. And you mentioned, Gary, Joshawn Barbie, 14 carries, 99 yards. And the thing that I look at for him especially is has not lost a yard in any of his carries.
Pretty impressive that you don't have any TFLs or right at the line of scrimmage. He is quick. He's quick enough to get in through the hole, and I think he's powerful also. But he's made the most of his yardage, squirting through there, just that second effort, getting him in explosive runs.
So Alex Flores will continue at QB here. 6'2", 192, sophomore transfer from La Mirada, California. By the way, just got word that Micah Davey is gone for the rest of this ball game after suffering a back injury, and there's Barbie getting over 100 yards. So third straight game for Joshawn Barbie with over 100 yards rushing, as he had 124 last week, plus a touchdown against East Texas A&M, and now goes over 100 yards in this one. Cowboys looking to move quickly here. So hate to see Micah Davey out of this ball game. Play action fake, gonna look for it all, has a man wide open, recovery made, ball a little underthrown, and Antonio Hall able to get back into the play and knock it away from Jesse Campbell III.
That was ground made up there by Hall. He was definitely beat on the play. The ball kind of sailed. He could have thrown it a little bit out in front of the receiver, and I think he might have had a better opportunity to get this as a completed catch, but Hall knocks it away at the last second.
Yeah, Hall was turned around initially, and if that ball is put in the right spot, that's an easy touchdown for Jesse Campbell. Instead, it's a 3rd and 8. Flores, good pocket, now is going to step up and try to run for it, and gets absolutely hammered by Landry Huddleston.
Just a player. I talked to Coach about him. I said, hey, what about Landry Huddleston, a guy you know a lot about? He said he has played exceptionally. He stepped in a role there and has made a big impact on this defense, and you see what he does. Boom.
Clean hit, didn't lower the head, anything like that, just took Alex Flores and drove him into the ground. Took his helmet off in the process. Yeah, Huddleston, Blaine McCorkle said, when I walk around town, the #1 guy I get asked about is Landry Huddleston.
Hey, what about that guy?
33 on the defense. Come after the punt, but Finn Lappin able to get it away, and it will be fair caught back inside the 10. That is the third punt that Finn Lappin has downed inside the 10, and you can see very excited. I'm still mad he hasn't punted left-footed yet, though.
Come on, maybe we can.
Maybe in the second half we'll get a left-foot punt. We need to get word down there that we need a left-foot punt at some point. But look, you're a freshman. You're from Australia. It is.
Hey, he's got great numbers with the right foot. I'm not sure he's changing on it.
Yeah,
Patrick.
by the way, he's number 1 in the South and number 4 in the country, averaging just over 46.5 yards a punt. He will, if he keeps those numbers up, set the Southland Conference record for punting. So not bad, to say the least. 1st and 10 for the Demons inside their own 10 for the third time. That's JT Fayard handing off, and Zay Davis gets submarined. Terrific play inside. That was Tristan Driggers, the excellent linebacker safety hybrid. They call that position the stinger. I love unique names for the linebacker safety hybrid. They always have a name for them.
They do that, and these defensive coaches, they come up and they think, okay, not strong side linebacker. Let's try something else.
Right. I'm not going to call him just a safety hybrid or anything. Fayard looking to set up the tunnel screen. Some blockers out in front of Twan Hines, and he'll get close to first down yardage. Well set up tunnel screen off the fake to the opposite side. Tackle made by Javon Davis. We've talked, he's the nickel back, and we've talked about him a good bit.
Yeah, really a good player out there. And you see the play here, sets up to the left of the quarterback, and he comes back. Twan Hines coming back under. Just short of that first down line to make.
Demons are 3 for 6. Demons are 2 for 7 on third downs in this game. They're going to go heavy formation here. Let's try to run it up the middle for it. Zay Davis will surge forward.
It's a good job there. Making contact and getting Zay Davis to the ground by the Cowboys, but he does get that first down with a short gain.
Goes right over the defensive end, Marcus White. White, a graduate transfer from Glendale, Arizona, by way of Dartmouth. Pretty high academic standards at Dartmouth, Gary.
So we have been told.
I think Nichols is the Harvard on the Bayou. Not sure if Lake Charles has any sort of Ivy League credibility. That ball just lobbed into traffic and intercepted.
That might be the worst decision of JT Fayard's quarterback playing days.
He just lobbed that up, and it was easy for Tristan Driggers to go get it.
You just don't lob that ball right up there in the middle of the field. Watch all the white jerseys just converge right there in the middle of the field, and look at that. Who's coming up with it, and Driggers gets it.
I mean, there's 5 white jerseys around the ball when that one is just lobbed up. That's one of those you have to throw it away and make sure you throw it away. Now they're going to review the play.
May not have been a completed catch. We'll see in the process here.
By the way,
that ball all the way to the ground. If he bobbled it, we'll see.
Your replay official for this one is Terrence Marshall. So Gary Leeper, your head referee. Philip Uris, your umpire. Travis Langford, the head linesman. Trent Brown, the line judge. Jade McCrary, the field judge. Thomas Hubbard, the side judge. Brandon Boudreau, the back judge. Greg Lucien, the center judge. And as we mentioned, handling this replay is Terrence Marshall.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action? Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Now during the Ram Black Friday sales event, get $4,000 cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Get smooth. Duluth Buck Naked Smooth Underwear. Only at Duluth Trading.
So right now, the ruling on the field is interception by Tristan Driggers. We were just talking about. We'll see if we can take a look and let you know. Let you determine if it is indeed an interception.
Yeah, this is from behind here. This is the interception. You see it in the air, and it is really a completed first, interception there. I think that's the right call on the field. Doesn't seem to be moving at all to me, and he comes down with it. So Tristan Driggers does a nice job of pulling that ball out of the air.
Yeah, Gary Leeper telling us that it was indeed an interception. That was confirmed. And so McNeese starts off with tremendous field position inside the 30-yard line after Northwestern State throws its second interception of the ball game. Joshawn Barbie will get the call, goes all the way around the left side before he is taken down after a gain of 12. Once again, Caesar McGee III has to come up and spill him back inside. Or that might have been a touchdown. Barbie, though, just does a great job of seeing where the holes are, even if it's cutting back all the way across the line.
He does, and he goes all the way around the corner on this previous play here. Takes that ball, starts it inside, then kind of swings around. Watch his kind of a run path here right there, and then he just follows his offensive lineman around because they're just closing everything out.
Barbie again around the right side. This time, he is taken down by Chancellor Owens.
Yeah, it's a good play there by the big fella coming across the line of scrimmage and getting back there and making a TFL.
Owens coming in, tied for second on the team with 5 tackles for loss. That will be, I believe, his second of the ball game. And I believe that will be the first negative yardage against Joshawn Barbie. Yeah, first lost yardage play for him. This time it's right over the left side. That is Bryce Strong, and he will score. Bryce Strong takes it in from 15 yards out, and McNeese starting to open this one up a little bit.
Yeah, they just opened a hole there on the outside here. Watch Bryce Strong coming across the backfield. Good job there, point of attack, guard and tackle, gets up in the secondary, and they're just moving them out of the way there. Bryce Strong, beneficiary of some great blocking, gets that touchdown for the Cowboys.
I feel bad for Joshawn Barbie a little bit, Gary. He's got
let him pay off.
Yeah, 17 carries, 112 yards, but Strong and Ham have the 2 rushing touchdowns in the ball game for the Cowboys. So McNeese adds to its lead. Cowboys scored right before half, then turn around after having to punt on their first possession. They get an interception and turn that immediately into points. We'll tell you how that happened when we return. All Cowboys.
Bacon. Good morning, everybody. Nothing like the Jersey Mike's morning prep. The sizzling bacon, the slicing of the tomatoes, the bopping of the fresh lettuce.
Danny, what are you doing up there?
I've been living up here for months.
Got a package from Mr. DeVito?
Oh, my bacon sniffing horn. Oh, smell that bacon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now we're talking. Freshly prepped every morning. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Welcome to Casati Pines at Coshada, nestled in the natural wetlands of southwest Louisiana on 65 acres of Looking Glass Lakes, surrounded by stately pines and live oaks. It's an experience unlike any other. A challenging 18-hole par 72 championship course, 6 sets of tees, and a unique 19th tiebreaker hole. Ranked the 18th best golf course in the USA by Golf Advisor. Casati Pines at Coshada in Kinder, Louisiana. Louisiana's best bet.
Super One Foods is proud to be named the official grocery store of the Northwestern State University Demons. No matter where you gather to watch the game, we've got everything you need at Super One Foods, all at super low prices. Plus, you can order online and enjoy same-day pickup with our convenient curbside service. Talk about a game changer. Score big when you shop at Super One Foods, your official NSU Demons grocery store.
Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Manning, a short drive from I-49. Family owned and operated since 1987. Make Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC your holiday shopping destination for a gift that is sure to please. Come experience the Foy way and see why our customers rave about our excellent customer experience in both sales and service. We look forward to earning your business at Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Not only is it Senior Day here in Natchitoches, it's also Military Appreciation Day. And you won't find many schools that have a better relationship with the military. You see all of our academy flags right there. This Northwestern State program, the ROTC program, so spectacular. Of course, partnered up with Fort Polk, not far from here. So as always, we want to, now Fort Johnson, I should say. Thank you, James. It is you're not going to find a lot of schools that have a better military tradition than Northwestern State. And as always, we salute all of our veterans and active military service members for helping to protect our freedoms.
I remember even back in the day when I went to school here, I remember watching all of the ROTC action here going and then climbing the tower across the from
by
the
the way,
stadium,
the tower's
which is
right behind us. Yeah.
So it's amazing what they've done, and it's been a great legacy.
The flag provided by the Natchitoches Fire Department and also providing one of their large boom trucks there to hang it from. So Northwestern State has a hole to try to dig out from, and both QBs have now thrown an interception for the Demons. The question is, who do you ride with here moving forward? And the answer appears to be Abram Johnston.
Yeah, number 10 going to get back under center there, essentially in the shotgun.
3 for 6, 68 yards passing. He's been sacked once, and he's thrown one interception. He has also run it for 15 yards. Demons have just 32 yards rushing in this game. Handoff over right tackle. That's Ray McNeely Harris, who got cut down on the potential touchdown grab, ended up going for 54 yards, but Micah Davey prevented the touchdown. Demons ended up settling for a field goal, and on that play, Micah Davey was hurt and will not return.
Yeah, kind of big loss there for the Cowboys defense. He's one of those stalwart linebackers that you love to have in there if he's available, but not able to continue today.
Little play action. Johnson's going to roll, flip it out to the tight end, Joseph Moreland. Moreland will have the first down out to the 39-yard line. And Gary,
that's something I would like to see more for Northwestern State. Use the tight ends. They don't use them near enough, I think, in this offense. But that was a quick little run, a fake in the backfield, and then you do a quick little spin out to get the tight end to the football, just working off the defensive lineman there, and it's nobody in coverage, so it's a good decision.
Put Macy Lewis, the defensive end, in a pickle, trying to decide where to go. Moreland with his 8th catch of the season. McNeely Harris immediately in trouble in the backfield, and down he goes for a loss of 4.
Yeah, that is something on first and second down that I continue to see here is negative plays against this Northwestern State offense. Your defenses are penetrating. They've learned that if they penetrate, they're usually going to disrupt something back there. And you see these State Cowboys rolling a whole nother front here. They're getting fresh players out there to come at this Northwestern State offense.
This McNeese defense is not a heavy tackle for loss defense. They only have 44 on the entire season, but they are getting a ton here today, and they'll get another one as Abram Johnston tried to take off and run with it and ended up losing another yard.
So they have lost 5 yards here in a couple of downs.
Yep.
So that's the thing here. You penetrate a little bit here against Northwestern State, and it's hurt them all year long.
So now will be 3rd and 15 There are talking about already about 11 tackles for loss right now for McNeese. Johnston going to try to do as much as he can with his feet, being pursued from behind. By the way, credit Simeon Mitchell. We talked about the two Mitchells wearing 95. Simeon Mitchell that time continued to track Abram Johnston all the way around the offensive right side and came up with the stop from behind.
Well, effort, that's what it is. Big effort and gives you a good opportunity to make plays anywhere on the field.
So Reed Honstein will come in to punt it away. Honstein, a couple of punts for an average of 35. Will get it away with the right foot, spinning like a top. Fair catch made just across the 25-yard line. So offense makes a good play and then goes backwards. And McNeese is in control, leading at 21-3.
From the bayou to the beaches to the border, college basketball is back in the Southland. Now, 24 teams from 12 schools will vie for greatness. And come March, the ultimate chance to be the NCAA's next David versus Goliath. Tune in to Southland Hoops, the drive to win.
Super One Foods is proud to be named the official grocery store of the Northwestern State University Demons. No matter where you gather to watch the game, we've got everything you need at Super One Foods, all at super low prices. Plus, you can order online and enjoy same-day pickup with our convenient curbside service. Talk about a game changer. Score big when you shop at Super One Foods, your official NSU Demons grocery store.
Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Manny, a short drive from I-49. Family owned and operated since 1987. Make Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC your holiday shopping destination for a gift that is sure to please. Come experience the Foy way and see why our customers rave about our excellent customer experience in both sales and service. We look forward to earning your business at Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Whether it's in the trailer, behind the camera, or on the air, NSU has a place for you. Learn the ins and outs of an ESPN broadcast while getting a full-fledged education in sports media or broadcast journalism. Northwestern State University, New Media, Journalism, and Communication Arts. Learn more at nsula.edu/new media.
Just watching the commercials roll by here, Patrick, I see one for Foy, the dealership in Manny.
Yeah.
It's been there for seems like 100 years. It was there prospering when I was in school here.
Well, happy holidays from Foy Motors, everybody.
There you go.
And so far, it has been a prosperous second quarter and now third quarter for the McNeese Cowboys as they continue the ground attack, and it is starting to open up some serious holes. Caesar McGee takes down Bryce Strong after he picks up terrific yardage.
Yeah, he finds a hole there and explodes into the secondary. And good job of getting him to the ground here. Big firm tackle. Look at the speed there, yeah.
Strong coming in, 244 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, coming off of a 121-yard day against East Texas A&M. Both Barbie and Strong had over 120 yards rushing against the former Texas A&M Commerce, and it is running room for days. Colby Ham around the left side. Christian Williams comes up to make the stop. And the rushing yardage starting to really pile up here in this second quarter and into the third quarter.
Yeah, getting close to 200 yards here in this football game. And, you know, they're just going to keep doing it. If you can't stop it, you're going to keep it going.
They keep just running outside zone, and it keeps being effective. That time, Sears and McGee stepping up to make the stop.
Yeah, it's tough on a defense when you're struggling against to stop the run. It just kind of takes your wind out of your sails, and Danny Sears having to come off here, getting replaced. Hayden Jenkins is going to pop in the ball game for Northwestern State.
Cowboys had just 30 yards rushing in the first quarter. Since then, 155 yards rushing. Going to the pistol formation. Going to throw this time. That one high in the air and incomplete. That time letting Alex Flores throw it. And Gary, I'll be honest with you. I think sometimes coaches outcoach themselves or outthink themselves. You're running for 8, 9, 10 yards a carry. Why do anything else?
Yeah, you should think they're, second down and manageable, 4 yards to go. Just take a shot. That's an opportunity to take a shot down the field. You can't go wrong with it. But you feel like over 2 downs here, which is the field position that they're in, you're definitely going to get a first down against this Northwestern defense.
Back out of the backfield. Flores in the shotgun by himself. Blitz comes. Lobs that one. Perfectly executed on the short crossing route and first down yardage. Well executed. Got it right there to Cameron Senegal at 5'9", 160. And back in the day, that's what McNeese used to specialize in, was tiny slot receivers who would just destroy you.
Yeah, that drag route right across the middle of the field, just behind the linebackers or in front of the linebackers, so to speak, and just drop it over there. It's just a little teardrop pass. Ching.
Remember Stephen Whitehead specifically. I believe he was the Southland Conference Player of the Year one year and was tiny, but was just devastating in the open field. Going to try a little reverse here. Now they're going to throw it back.
They had 2 receivers wide open. They caught one in the right end zone.
That will be Joshawn Barbie. Little razzle-dazzle for the Cowboys.
Now, it didn't matter which corner of the end zone that they threw it. They had a receiver uncovered in both areas. So, little razzle-dazzle in the backfield. Throw from the backfield. Watch him now here. You see it. And you see the coverage just kind of falls off for Northwestern State. And they're behind the defense. And good throw and catch there to Barbie.
So really impressive work. That was Jamal Levi, the redshirt freshman from Lake Charles, with the throw.
But I think
almost a little too far.
It was almost, I think personally he would have been easier throw just moving to the left and toss it out there. He turned around and made the tough throw.
Yeah, they ran the wheel route for Barbie after he was the one who initially took the carry, flipped it back to Levi coming the opposite way. Then he had to turn around. As you mentioned, he had to stop, turn around, set, and throw back the direction he came from, and we're waiting for confirmation of that touchdown. The only thing that could happen would have been Barbie maybe juggling it on the back line of the end zone, but it didn't seem to be that way live, and they do go ahead and confirm the touchdown. So the Cowboys going into the trick book, coming away with a perfect play.
And Barbie not running the ball into the end zone, but receiving a touchdown here in this ball game for McNeese.
So the Cowboys strike again. Barbie, 17 carries, 112 yards, and now add a touchdown grab to his tally as McNeese goes over 300 yards of offense. They were held to 59 yards in the first quarter, but that has changed a good bit. Over 250 yards in the second quarter and half of the third quarter combined. And the Cowboys have opened this one up. And this has been sort of the recurring theme from Northwestern State. Hang around, hang around. Did it last week against Southeastern. They were in it at halftime and then a bad third quarter, and it ends up being a blowout. And this kind of seems to be same song, however many different verse for this Northwestern State Demon squad. Yeah, again, if you don't know the story, Gary, this is a Northwestern State team beset by tragedy, lost one of their players in a shooting last year, canceled the season, then lost about half of their team. Blaine McCorkle comes in with basically half a team to recruit, goes heavy with freshmen, and doesn't go the transfer portal route, goes with the freshmen, and knew that he was going to take his lumps this year doing that, but is building something that he hopes will last.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is doing, and he's putting a culture in place here that he thinks can withstand, the growing pains of a program, and the leadership here at the university is behind him on this, and that's what you need. And he is stalwart. He is not changing his mindset, and he is definitely a coach that is definitely going to have a way about him that he expects his players to react and work. And it's a community involvement that it takes around this whole program.
So Abram Johnston back in at QB. Demons have rotated guys, and once again hit in the backfield. Does good just to get back to the original line of scrimmage at the 25-yard line. But it seems like, Gary, every time one of these backs, that time Zay Davis, gets the ball, there's someone right in front of them.
It's called penetration. You penetrate against this offensive line here, which most teams have done all season long. It just, wreaks havoc on the offense. A lot of teams, if you're going to be able to run into those holes, they'll make you pay for that, and Northwestern State is just unable to do that.
You've got a bevy of youngsters. Pressure immediately on Johnson. Escapes twice. Has a man down the sideline, and that one will end up being incomplete. And I mean, if that's not a microcosm of Northwestern State football this year, I don't know what is, Gary. You escape pressure, looks like something good is about to happen, and then you can't quite make it work.
Well, Adam Johnston does a great job of escaping pressure, not one but two times here, right on his left side. Throws a little lob pass out there, but he just throws it a little too high. The receiver's that's
Zay Davis out of the backfield.
Yeah, out of the backfield, the running back, unable to pull that ball in. So unfortunate for them, but you just got to line up and do it again. You got to find a play that works.
Yeah, Johnston got away from pressure, and then Zay Davis mistimed the jump a little bit on the lob pass. Demons down to 2 to snap
Throw to
it.
King now, he's open.
And instead it will be a sack back at the 15-yard line. So
they had a man in motion. Kennard King, number 4, goes around, and nobody covered him out of the backfield. And Abram Johnston doesn't see him at all.
And that, Gary, is part of having a freshman quarterback, right?
Just doesn't see that. And it would have been a huge play for Northwestern State. It would have been an easy first down.
So instead, the Demons will punt it away for the 6th time in this game. We've seen both Scotty Roblo and Reed Honstein do the punting for NSU. Little rush comes this time. Honstein hits it a mile in the air as it corkscrews out of bounds in McNeese territory, but not far in McNeese territory. So the Cowboys will once again have terrific field position as they go back to work, and now leading this one 28-3. We had mentioned this is a rivalry that disappeared for a bit. They played twice in 2021 after the COVID season. They ended up playing in the spring of 21 and the fall of 21. Then didn't play in 22 because the Southland Conference underwent some changes. Lamar leaving with some of that happened. They retooled the schedule, and they couldn't find a way to allow McNeese and Northwestern State to play. They had played 70 consecutive years before 2022. Then last year, Demons cut their season short. The game wasn't played, so this is the first time these teams have matched up since 2021. Run around the left side. Ball is free, and Northwestern State jumps on top of it. Demons get a forced fumble and a recovery. As it appears, that was Christian Williams who recovered it.
Now the ball pops out here. Not sure who made that contact and caused that fumble.
I think it may have been Hayden Jenkins, number 1. See if we can take a look at it and see if we can figure out who knocked that ball out to start with. But a fumble recovery for Northwestern State. Not the only thing that's gone wrong for McNeese. They've thrown an interception and had a fumble.
Yeah, here it comes here to the near side. Watch the contact. And
no, it was actually Chancellor Owens, I think, who forced the fumble.
The big guy down there, number 90. Watch him. He's at the left defensive end spot. He's going to make a tackle right there.
Quarterback draw for Abram Johnston. He'll pick up a few yards. Got the biplane going by overhead. Pretty sure if this was 1947, I'd be really concerned right about now. In 2024, I'm not too concerned that plane is going to do much damage.
Probably a couple hundred feet above this stadium.
Yeah.
It's not too much higher.
So 2nd and 4 here second and 6 for the Demons after the gain of 4. Good run right up the middle. Ray McNeely Harris will pick up first down yardage. And Gary down 28-3, probably not thinking win this game, but positive momentum going forward into next week.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You just got to make something go here. This offensive line has been, in and out. A lot of different changes in that offensive line this season, and now also you compound that with a lot of freshmen getting opportunities to play along that offensive front, and so just not getting able to have the consistency of approach that you would have from day one all the way through a season. There's been a lot of changes.
Kareem Cotton now at quarterback. We knew we would see him in a lot of different positions. Wide receiver, running back, tight end. Cotton makes a man miss right in the hole and ends up getting good yardage out of it. That was a tremendous move that he made on the defensive end, Marcus White.
Yeah, Kareem Cotton is an athlete. He's a guy who's explosive. He can make plays. He can make people miss, as you saw there. And him just having the ability to get around there picks up a good 5 or 6 yards. And then the contact there, they're looking at it for one of the Cowboy players down.
And that was actually the man who Kareem Cotton juked and then who made the tackle, Marcus White, the defensive end, the graduate transfer from Dartmouth out of Glendale, Arizona, coming in with 5.5 tackles for loss. And one of the things that Gary Goff was telling us about the McNeese coach is they needed to be better outside on the defensive line. So they went and got a Marcus White. Macy Lewis has stepped in and played really well. He wanted more disruption from those defensive ends, and he's gotten it. White with 5.5 tackles for loss, Lewis with 4.5 tackles for loss. Kareem Cotton stays in at quarterback. They again go with QB draw. Cotton gets a yard short of first down yardage.
Yeah, but looks like this offense, has a sense of purpose now. A little bit of running the ball here, left and right.
This is a Demon team coming in offensively. They average under 12 points a game. And they average less than 225 yards per game. So was trying to find some offensive continuity and some spark. Kareem Cotton remains in. Safety comes screaming down, and Cotton will just have to try to do it on his own, and he will not get the first down.
Yeah, he just gets back to the line of scrimmage, which brings up a 4th and 1 here.
Some late pushing and shoving, and now more happening after the play. That was, looked like for McNeese, Levi Wyatt, and for Northwestern State, Guadalupe Cedillo getting into it, and Wyatt still upset. You see number 2 in white there. A lot of flags out there as there was some pushing and shoving after the play. And now the McNeese team and the NSU cheerleaders are talking to each other. I don't think I've ever seen that before, Gary. Jawing between the cheerleaders and the opposing team. Gary Leeper.
Play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 1, Northwestern State. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2, McNeese State. Those penalties offset, 4th down.
Well, that's Twan Hines for NSU. Yeah, there you see Hines with a little push. And there you see 2. That's McNeese's Levi Wyatt. He got the push. And then after that, you had the McNeese team jawing with the opposing cheerleaders.
Yeah, I got a heavy package in here for Northwestern State. They're coming in here with muscle to get this first down.
Twan Hines, the only guy split wide, and now Gary Goff wants a timeout, and one of the McNeese coaches slammed his hat. I think McNeese had too many players on the field. They did. They ran a guy on late. That was going to be 12 men on the field.
Lucky they were able to call that timeout to be able to stop this.
Yeah, you see the coach in the gray back there at the top left of your screen, running off the screen? That was the guy who came out and slammed his hat. Apparently someone went in that wasn't supposed to go in. That was going to give them 12 on the field. There you see, yeah, there you go. He was not happy. And Gary, as you know, there is always one defensive coach who has his hat on backwards, correct?
There's some.
There's always one guy.
No,
it's always one guy.
You can't say that.
One coach. It may be a defensive
say
line coach. It may be some GA, but there's always one defensive coach
say
who has the hat, who has the hat on backwards.
Can't say that.
Every time. Who was your hat on backwards coach, Gary?
We did not have one.
Come on.
Did not have one.
Now, for the Giants, I could understand maybe. Parcells, you know, that's not a uniform thing. But at Northwestern, you didn't have a hat on backwards guy?
No, we sure. What? You know what? No. Did not.
I think you're lying. I think you just want to be right and you just want to prove a point, so you're not going to have a hat on back. And I could understand Bill Parcells not having a hat on backwards guy. Matt Patricia was a hat on backwards guy.
You know, there's a way you have to wear a uniform.
Sure.
And it applies to coaches as well as it does to players.
Sure.
So, you know, you
can get away with that in college. coaching, though. There's always a defensive hat-on backwards guy every time, every team. So, 4th down and a yard. We'll do it again. Same heavy package here. Everybody over the center. Johnson's going to give to the fullback, and he's going to be stood up.
Ain't happening.
Right at the line of scrimmage, and not going to be a first down. You know, Gary, if he cuts left, it's an easy first down, but he stayed right.
I didn't like his momentum to get started. He stood straight up as he's running the football. Matthew Broad, bingo. He's just, you got to get a little lower than that. The center of gravity was high.
By the way, I think that might be a spot for Big 95, right? Johnny Mitchell.
Well, he's done that already this season. He's had a couple of chances to run the football, and you know, and he wasn't as great as you would think that a big guy would be. So maybe they're giving another shot here to someone.
Tristan Driggers comes limping off the field. Wellen Williams inside, helping to make that stop. The Demons will turn it over on downs after one of their best drives of the ball game. Pistol formation. Handoff over left guard, and Blake Gochard just hanging on, being dragged with an offensive lineman for a gain of 11.
Slant counter 37.
Okay.
This is what this is. Slant counter 37. You pull the right guard, the right tackle, and the tight end, and make a little tackle there and get him around the edge.
Hayes Creel, the redshirt sophomore right tackle, was the guy who was pushing the pile. He had Ham and he had Blake Gochard, and all of them were going the direction that he wanted them to. But when you're 6'7", 315, usually if you push, the other guy goes in the opposite direction. That's typically how it works.
You know, I'm looking at the depth chart here for McNeese, and they've got some big fellows here on this offensive line, and really in the backup roles, number 74, Jamal Franklin Jr., 389 pounds at 6'7". That's a big man.
That is a large human. All McNeese after the early portion of the second quarter.
This season, let's add more protection. Flu and COVID vaccines are your best defense against severe illness. They prevented 9 million flu cases and cut COVID hospitalizations in half. Add it all up, vaccines equal protection.
Head out on the highway, born to be wild.
He's been through a lot.
We'll get there. It's okay. You're safe here. Come on. No hurry.
You know it's true. I only wanna be with you.
Love begins with trust. I'm not going anywhere. That's why I got a Subaru.
The Subaru Forester. Safe, long-lasting, trusted, loved.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Formula One at its absolute finest. This is Formula One.
NWSL semifinals today at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN+.
We flip ends of the field for the final 15 minutes of this one. All Cowboys since it was 7-3. McNeese has run off 21 unanswered, doing it largely on the ground, plus one really nice trick play on a wide receiver touchdown pass for 25 yards. But the ground game has been where it's at for this Cowboy team. And Colby Ham continues that. Landry Huddleston makes the stop. McNeese has now run it. That was the 30th rushing attempt of the ball game for the Cowboys. They've run it for 214 yards, averaging over 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, just right in form of like how they play football. Last week you talked about it, Patrick, over 400 yards rushing in a ball game. Just a day's work.
Yeah, 56 carries, nearly 400 yards last week. They're going to throw it again. That one tipped in the air. Believe Antonio Hall may have gotten his hands on that one. Couldn't tell if that was Hall or Jeremiah Keppert. I think it was Keppert, actually, who got his hands on it.
Now you got to focus here. If you're Northwestern State, you got to say, hey, let's get this third down. Stop here. Let's get off the field. Got to have a focus here. Got to have a point where you're going to say we're going to bow our neck here, so to speak, and get this thing turned around a little bit.
Cowboys all told have thrown for 121 yards on 13 of 19. They threw for 60 yards last week, but again, ran for nearly 400. Demons moving safeties around. As guys go in motion. Guy wide open down the corner. Pass is underthrown and intercepted. Caesar McGee III. Well, that pass was open initially, but the ball sailed and went a little high. That allowed McGee plenty of time to come in and make the pick for McGee, his second of the year.
Yeah, just very much under control. Caesar McGee III here. Looks at him there. He's got good coverage in underneath, and he also spies that football. The ball is thrown right into the sun here. I'm not sure if that impacted the quarterback and what he was looking at to throw there, but the ball just a tad perhaps underthrown, and Caesar McGee does a good job going up and getting the ball at his highest point.
And if you want a guy who's going to come down with an interception, a former wide receiver is probably that guy. Was called, his name was Jaheim Walters. Had 25 catches for over 270 yards for the Demons last year as a receiver, then switched over, changed his name in honor of his father, became Caesar McGee III, and now playing at corner.
Awesome, very good job there on that story, talking about Mr. Walters. And what do you think happened on first down?
Tackle for loss.
Oh, there you go again.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an epidemic for this Northwestern State team. The offense just seemingly can't get untracked, and especially in early downs, as Kareem Cotton will come back in at quarterback here. He has yet to attempt a pass. Excuse me, he has attempted one pass, and it went for -2 yards. He was going to throw there. Now going to take off and run with it. Has a man down there. If he would have popped up and thrown, he had a guy. Zay Davis, I believe, was coming out of the backfield, going down the sideline.
Yeah, he was wide open because they were converging on the quarterback running the football.
Well, Cotton's going to have to go off the field. Looks like he may be injured. Certainly moving slowly, and so that will bring Abram Johnston in. Demons are 4 for 12 on third down conversions, and now face third and long. They'll go 4 wide. Cowboys bring 6. Quick slant, it's there, but a great shoestring tackle made on Amaz Eugene. That was John Quai Lewis, the safety, making the stop, and the Demons will be forced to punt it away.
Good job there in the secondary of closing in and making that shoestring tackle right there. Only a short gain on that, so it does bring up a 4th and long here. The punt unit runs on the field again.
Yeah, if Lewis doesn't get that tackle, Maz Eugene probably has the first down. Instead, it will be Reed Honstein in to punt it away again. This will be the 7th punt of the game for Northwestern State. Honstein gets it away, spiraling towards the numbers. Great job to get the first man away, but Landry Huddleston will end up making the stop on Matthew McAllister. Back there returning it. And good field position for the Cowboys. Demons have gotten some turnovers today, but not much on the scoreboard from it.
You hear that? Well, this cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling. Listen. The sizzling, the chopping, the spatula.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Oh. Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grill right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
I have always enjoyed an active lifestyle, but the pain in my knees wore me down. The pain I experienced made it difficult to stand for even more than 5 minutes at a time. I was so tired of telling my grandsons, I can't play now, Nana's knees hurt. Then I had both knees replaced at Memorial, and now I'm back doing what I love, making pasta with my husband, hiking, and spending time with my grandkids. Next stop, Yellowstone. This is my life without joint pain.
In my Louisiana, sunrise means fresh seafood on the table.
In my Louisiana, every meal is a celebration.
My Louisiana really makes me wonder.
Ours is fast!
With real-life swamp creatures.
In my Louisiana, music is a way of life.
My Louisiana is sheer magic, from sunup to sundown.
Till sunup again. What will your Louisiana be?
When you find your Louisiana, you feed your soul.
Whether it's in the trailer, behind the camera, or on the air, NSU has a place for you. Learn the ins and outs of an ESPN broadcast while getting a full-fledged education in sports media or broadcast journalism. Northwestern State University. New media, journalism, and communication arts. Learn more at nsula.edu/new media.
There you see Vic the Demon. Full name, Gary? Victory the Demon. Just goes by Vic.
Yeah, that's short enough. That's good.
This will be Ham around the left side. It's taken down by Chancellor Owens after a gain of 5. And I've got to imagine, Gary, at this point, we'll see a steady dose of run game for McNeese after throwing 2 interceptions.
Well, you just got to run the football, lean on that offensive line. They've been doing a good job here, opening up some holes for these running backs, and they've been very, very efficient doing it. So over 200 yards rushing in this ball game. It's been a pretty good show.
Averaging 7 yards a carry. Joshawn Barbie is back in. Barbie has 112 yards rushing on the day. Taking plenty of time off the play clock here. Barbie trying to bounce it to the outside. Gocher will escort him out of bounds. By the way, the Blake Gocher tackling watch, he is now in double digits. No surprise.
Go figure, yeah. Tackling machine there for 2024 for Northwestern State is that number 5, as you see on the screen, and it's been fun to watch him. He's a guy who's impactful. He's a smart, heady football player, and I'm sure that this football team is very, very pleased he's on their defense.
By the way, he is 7th in NSU history, coming in with single-season tackles, 134 right now. And the handoff up the middle on 3rd down will get the first down for the Cowboys so they can chew more clock. But Gocher coming in, 134 tackles, leads the FCS. He has 9.5 tackles for loss as well. And by the way, Gary, he's also 12th in the country in solo tackles, as he averages 5 solo tackles a game. So it's not just he's getting in on somebody else's hard work and getting a half a tackle that way. He is doing it himself oftentimes. Last year, played at Lamar for 3 seasons. Again, great running by Joshawn Barbie. He will pick up a first down before Caden Mackey will bring him down.
Yeah, he goes outside, inside, cuts back. I like his style. He's got a good little wiggle to him. He can make people miss, and he can also run through arm tackles for sure.
So Joshawn Barbie, may not see him the rest of the game. I'd put him up right around 130 yards rushing. We'll see what his official total ends up being. Got to imagine he's done his work, although did not have a rushing touchdown. Going to try to throw again. And this time Some nice moves before ultimately the tackle made by Christian Williams on Alex Flores.
Yeah, Flores navigates the pocket here pretty well. Nobody available to him downfield, and he just buys enough time to see if he can see someone down there and winds up making half a dozen yards.
So McNeese still operating without a huddle. Move the play clock down to 15. Go ahead and snap it there. Huddleston hangs on, and Gocher finishes off the tackle, a gain of a yard.
You're probably thinking here, why isn't McNeese running the clock? You know, offenses, they tend to want to go on their pace, kind of a system-wide. If you slow down an offense, it might impact their, just their momentum of what they're doing offensively, and that's why they're just going at a normal cadence here. Take the play from the sideline, get it out there, get it called, and go. They're not really looking at the play clock.
Gary Goff, a Hal Mummy disciple. So you will see some wide splits on wide receivers at times. Flores going to chunk it deep. This will be a jump ball, and it's Caesar McGee, the second interception in a row.
Yeah, in the end zone there, takes that ball away. Both of them, it was a jump ball, but he had the better position. Caesar McGee the third does a nice job of coming down with that football. Watch the football all the way from the quarterback. Similar angle of the quarterback throwing as he had his first interception, and McGee comes down with it, pulls it away from the McNeese receiver. Good job there, effort, and Curtis DeVille on the McNeese side unable to come down with it. So big play there again for Caesar McGee.
2 interceptions in a row for number 3.
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. That's the rule.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I thought I'd get a wax figure of myself. Cool, right? Look at the craftsmanship. I mean, I even got my nostrils right. It's just nice to know, years after I'm gone, this guy will be standing the test of time. He's melting. Oh, jeez. No. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
I'm trying a new marketing tactic. What do you think?
That's one way to tell people about Boost Mobile's new 5G network.
I wonder who that is. Oh, and I also did this. So do you like it?
You made me hate muscles.
So Gary, it's story time for a moment with that interception in the end zone thrown by Alex Flores. When Gary Goff was starting his career, Hal Mummy convinced him to get into coaching. He gets into coaching with Hal Mummy. He ends up at Southeastern Louisiana, Southland Conference foe for Northwestern State as they go deep looking for Miles Kit Denton, incomplete off the hands. Good route. Would have been a touchdown if it's pulled down. So Gary Goff goes with Hal Mummy to resurrect the Southeastern Louisiana football program. They come to Natchitoches. They throw 4 pick sixes. 4 pick sixes. Northwestern State intercepts 4 passes, returns them for touchdown. Demons win 87-27. Hal Mummy goes in, and by the way, Gary Goff's told this story publicly, so I don't feel bad telling it. He goes into the locker room. Mummy wouldn't stop calling passes, even down 70-20 or whatever. And Martin Hankins, his quarterback, is in his locker crying after the game. He's a freshman, early in his career. Nice run around the left side this time by Ray McNeely Harris. So he goes in the locker. Martin Hankins is crying. Hal Mumme looks at him and said, "What are you crying about? You just threw 8 touchdowns." Now, 4 were his own team, 4 were the opponents.
That's what you get.
But
8
that's
touchdowns.
but
Okay.
that's the Hal Mumme mentality, and it's a little bit of the Gary Goff mentality. Hal Mumme's the guy that got him into coaching to start with. And so even up 28-3, McNeese is going to keep throwing. And the last 2 drives have ended in interceptions by Caesar McGee III.
Well, let me share a little Hal Mumme isms here. I've known Hal for a long time, and he's obviously one of the architects of some of the most innovative offensive systems.
The air raid is his.
Air raid. Whether you want to call it a spread offense or whether you want to call it what Mouse Davis used to run as a run and shoot. All those different things. All those things blended. He and Mike Leach took that offensive system, to new heights, and it's all across college football today and in high school football as the spread offense. So kudos to Hal Mumme, and really being a part of that with that Valdosta group also is Gary Goff.
And by the way, speaking of Hal Mumme, he was the coach at Belhaven the year before Blaine McCorkle became the head coach at Belhaven.
There you go.
So both of these coaches have a Hal Mumme connection. Gary Goff coached for Hal Mumme. Blaine McCorkle followed Hal Mumme, and they both have some of the best stories that you could possibly want about one of the not only greatest innovative minds in college football, but also one of the great personalities of college football. I remember I interviewed him at Southland Media Day when he was at Southeastern. I asked him, "How complex is your offense?" And he said, "It's not at all." He said, "You can learn it quickly and easily." That ball bounced in the air and almost intercepted. Twan Hines was covered well by Javon Davis on the outside.
You remember playing the little game as a child, monkey in the middle?
No.
You kind of get, you have somebody in the middle, you just can't get the ball.
Right.
Just
Keep away,
keep away, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's what that offensive system does way back when. They put you in a defensive bind. Whatever you do, they have a pivot right off of it that's always open. That's the key to that system that Hal Mumme had put into play long ago, and it still works today.
The thing that kills me about it is the fact that there are no real route trees. It's just the guy goes and you run the route you need to run based on the defense you're getting. Great coverage downfield off the punt by Scotty Roblo that time. And I believe it was Twan Hines down there to make the stop. No, it was actually Kennard King down there to make the stop for Northwestern State. So the Cowboys will take back over, having thrown 2 interceptions in a row.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Now during the Ram Black Friday sales event, get $4,000 cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
McNeese takes back over. Demon offense sitting at 154 yards. Demons are averaging less than 3 yards a play. McNeese twice that per play. Cowboys have run for nearly 250. They've thrown for 121. Alex Flores gives to Joshawn Barbie, and he will lay the lumber to Caden Mackey, but Mackey does hang on long enough. Mackey, a freshman from Prairieville, a guy that played quarterback, running back, wide receiver, kickoff return, did a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he's pitched in well for this defense this year. He's a bright spot here for this defense for sure. One of the young players that they think can be around this program for a long time.
Yeah, he was a guy that came in as a walk-on, and Blaine McCorkle said he's played so well we've had to play him. They talked to him a long time about potentially keeping his red shirt, and he said no, he wants to play. Speaking of red shirts, this has been one of the more interesting aspects of the last few games of this season for Northwestern State. As you see, you can play 4 games and still keep a red shirt. So there is a board in Blaine McCorkle's office, in the coach's offices, that show how many games all of his freshmen have played. So Abram Johnston today reached his 4th game, which means he will not play next week. You've got a couple of freshmen that aren't playing today that will play next week because they are sitting at 3 games. So it's been a bit of a puzzle. Blitz right up the middle, an absolute smack right on the quarterback, Flores, by Gotcher, but a fantastic catch on the outside made by Jihad Marks.
Yeah, Marks does a good job of pulling that ball in, but you know what? The quarterback stands in there. Flores knows he's going to take a shot. Gotcher just flies in there unblocked in the hole, and bingo. That's a big hit of the day right there.
Flores, you see there, just it's absolutely planted by Gotcher, but does a great job of hanging in to make that completion to Marks. Try to get outside with Ham. He will pick up a couple of yards, and got to imagine McNeese goes in 4-minute offense mode here, leading 28-3. Cowboys looking for a winning season, something they haven't had in a few years. McNeese with a win here would at least guarantee a 500 season at 6 wins. Handoff up the middle again. Strong picking his way, now pops to the outside, and he will be ushered out of bounds in NSU territory down around the 35-yard line. It's interesting, Bryce Strong did not play in the first half, so he has had the fresh legs in the second half, and it has shown.
Yeah, he's got pretty good wheels here. He pops to the outside there and almost runs away from the defense here. Good pursuit inside out. William White there knocking him out of bounds for Northwestern State.
We mentioned McNeese trying to get to a winning record. They will be 6-5, heading back home to take on the Lamar Cardinals, who've had another nice year under Pete Rosamondo. That will be a 7 p.m. game. Now a late flag as one of the Cowboys was in the Northwestern State bench area. Then he immediately turns and points at the scoreboard. That is Jesse Campbell III. Looks like he'll be flagged for some sort of infraction down in the Northwestern State bench area.
Didn't see that. I saw all the guys getting around him, but he just points to the scoreboard like you said, Patrick, and just take that.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 5, offense, 15-yard penalty, still first down.
And he is getting a stern talking to on the sideline and is trying to plead his case, but that's not a case you're going to win with a head coach.
I don't care what you do, whatever the situation is. Anytime you have a personal foul like that, it is not acceptable.
And still,
whether you're right
not
or
a happy camper, all the way to the far side of the bench for McNeese, Jesse Campbell III. So back up the Cowboys, back towards midfield. So the Cowboys will look for a winning record against Lamar. That's a 7 p.m. game next Saturday. Back in the hole in Lake Charles. Meanwhile, Northwestern State will hit the road to take on Houston Christian, which means an easy trip to the CVS for the Demons. That'll be a 2 o'clock game next Saturday, also on ESPN+. Strong continues to show those great wheels, trying to get all of that yardage back at once. Nearly does. Then a McNeese helmet comes off late.
And another flag.
And
there.
a flag is down. Hard to tell the flags from the helmets at this point. Strong showing terrific motor. Actually, just sort of tripped on himself, it looked like. Turf Monster got him. Things getting a little bit chippy late in this ball game. It's one of the things Blaine McCorkle talked about he really did not like last week from his team.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 5, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Blake Gocher, leading tackler in the FCS. Being a little bit too aggressive there after the play, and that will give the Cowboys a first down. And the clock will start again. Blaine McCorkle talking about last week, he thought it was a step back for his team's culture, the way they handled the road trip at Southeastern Louisiana and Hammond. Didn't like some of the things that went on. He said it was a tough week culture-wise for his team, kind of getting back in, trying to get everybody back where they're supposed to be. Helmet comes off again for McNeese. Run right up the middle, ends up getting about 8.
How are these helmets coming off and rolling all over the field?
Well, another offensive lineman losing a helmet. That time for McNeese, that was Arthur Avila, sophomore transfer from Upland, California. Clock is moving again. McNeese has it inside the 10. Bryce Strong has been his namesake here in the second half. 6 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown in the second half alone. Looking for his second TD. Stays on his feet and is slung down. Did he get in? He did not.
Yeah, down to the 1-yard line. He tried to spin in there and stay up, but unable to do so. I thought he was going to cross the defensive player where he doesn't touch the ground. Take a look at it here at the end of the play. If he's spinning, if he lays on top of the defender, he can continue to move it. That's
yeah,
a touch.
Saw the shin
the
came down.
The knees and the shin came down on the green part.
And the clock will wind down, and we have hit the 2-minute warning. I'm sorry, 2-minute timeout. I forgot that's only in the NFL. 2-minute timeout. Please, ESPN, don't fire me. 2-minute timeout. McNeese winning things handily here in Natchitoches.
Boom! Hole in one! I win! Yes, you do.
Hey, hot guy, marry me.
Okay. To Men's Warehouse. Hold my bat.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
What if my type 2 diabetes takes over?
What if all I do isn't enough? Or what if
Once weekly Mounjaro could help. Mounjaro helps your body regulate blood sugar. And Mounjaro can help decrease how much food you eat. 3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of less than 7%. Plus, people taking Mounjaro lost up to 25 pounds. Don't take Mounjaro if you're allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or vision changes. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas and gallbladder problems. Taking Mounjaro with sulfonylurea or insulin may raise your low blood sugar risk. Tell your doctor if you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I can do diabetes differently with Mounjaro.
Ask your doctor about once weekly Mounjaro.
McNeese to the 1-yard line.
It don't look like they're going to kneel down here. It looks like they're going to try to punch this thing in here.
Bryce Strong had a touchdown. Strong, by the way, has gone over 100 yards, all of that in the second half alone. He has 8 carries for 105 and a touchdown. And McNeese is not going to take a knee. Strong is going to try to get the touchdown himself, and he will. Pushing and shoving, and finally Bryce Strong gets it in the end zone.
Well, they had a chance to take some knees there and end this ball game, but they choose to just run one off left tackle. Let Bryce Strong here to get a touchdown here with this Cowboy offense and possibly get this thing to 35 points here with the PAT.
So the Cowboys tack one more on. Then NSU will get an opportunity, Gary, here to run a little 2-minute offense, right? You're working on situations with young quarterbacks and young teams. This is a good situation to work for, a 2-minute drill.
Well, you have a lot of evaluation going on here with both these football teams. You got young players. We talk about the redshirt opportunities to save those with only allowing these freshmen or younger players to be able to play 4 games in this season. So that's a plus where you're able to do that, have a chance to evaluate these guys and what they can expect perhaps in years to come for these young men.
By the way, I want to remind everyone that you can spend less and stream more sports with a special offer from ESPN Plus. Save $20, and you can get an annual subscription for the price of 9 months. Gary Reasons knows that's a good deal.
That's 75% off of the total cost.
No, you almost had it, Gary. You almost convinced us you were a math major at some point. Yes, it is just 75% of the total cost. 9 months. 12 months for the price of 9. Can't go wrong with that. So NSU will get an opportunity here to work on their 2-minute drill. Unless Kennard King takes this one back to the house. He ends up stumbling and falling out across the 40-yard line. One of the consistent, pretty solid things this year for Northwestern State has been their kickoff returns. They have had some very good explosive kickoff returns.
Yeah, well, you saw what Kennard did there. Miles Kit Denton has, had some really explosive kickoff returns as well. So, that's something, as you said, Patrick, that's something you can look at as a potential bright spot here for this Demon football team. And there's not been a lot of those
now, and you can see
across this season.
He was pretty mad that he tripped himself up and went down. So the Northwestern State offense, Abram Johnston, back out at QB. Johnston is 5 for 12, 87 yards. He's been sacked twice and intercepted once. He is going to throw here. Going to throw back, looking for Chance Newman, the senior, and that one nearly intercepted.
Well, Chance Newman's almost playing defensive back there on the back of the cornerback. What I mean by that is the cornerback had a much better position to catch that football than the receiver on the backside.
Redshirt freshman Camden Cordova from Lake Charles there on the stop. And by the way, good to see Chance Newman getting an opportunity to play a little bit. I'm going to thank our ESPN Plus crew. James Stanfield, been our producer all season long. Travis Mitchell directing. See Corn Dog on replay. Alan Stanfield, the elder statesman of the group, doing our audio. Got a man right down the seam wide open, and instead went the other way. Kareem Cotton would have walked in for a touchdown, but Johnston went the other way looking for Twan Hines. And that was incomplete.
Kareem Cotton's just jumping up and down in the middle of the field. Hey, forgot about me out here.
While we have a second, though, Gary, I do want to commend our entire ESPN Plus crew, yourself included. You've come in for your second year of work here with our football broadcast, and it has been third year of work, excuse me, on your football broadcast. It has been a truly professional job done by everyone. Tremendous work by our entire crew, led by James Stanfield. It has been really, really tremendous in year number 3 here with Northwestern State. And speaking of our guys back in the trailer, let's take a look at our trailer cam. Allegedly. There we are. There's our guys back in the trailer.
Got them on live. I love it, man.
There you go. Travis
Good work,
down
guys.
at the
Good
bottom.
work.
James Stanfield right there. Corn Dog above him, and Alan Stanfield there.
Telling stories through video is what we do. Sports, games like this, you tell stories about these players, about the situations, about life, about the communities. It's all storytelling, and it's all about these communities. And in college football, it's all about the different types of legacies that these programs have. And this is a great rivalry, obviously, with McNeese and Northwestern State. Both these programs, very proud programs.
Demons will punt this one away. One more boot for Scotty Roblo. Let that go inside the 10, inside the 5. Really fantastic work done there by Matthew McAllister of deking the entire punt team.
Took them all over there.
The ball was going the opposite way, so McNeese can kneel this one out. 8 seniors will see their home seasons come to a close. Northwestern State, again, one more game next week, as well as McNeese. McNeese hosting Lamar for their final home game of the season, while the Demons will be on the road right next to the CVS at Houston Christian. Very handy.
You had to put that in there. Huh?
Well, look, it's the most notable aspect of Houston Christian's football field is the fact that there's a CVS right on the visiting sideline.
So I went there for our FCS on campus, with what I do there, and
sure.
Saw the stadium for the first time and was asked very politely by the sports information director, "Did you mind not doing your video
in front of the CVS?"
And so we shot everything opposite of the CVS. And
I love
we
that.
accommodated them with all the stuff that I do.
Sure.
So I understand the program there.
Yeah, I love it. It's look.
They're in process of, I think, trying to acquire that land or
Yes.
hoping to get that store to move as this season of home games here for Northwestern State come to an end.
Yeah, Blaine McCorkle and Gary Goff meeting on the field. We'll chat with Gary Goff coming up here in just a moment. Jason Pugh down on the field will track him down, and we'll talk to the winning coach as the Northwestern State home season comes to an end. The Demons dropping this one 35-3. And a frustrating season to be sure, but obviously a lot of youth being served. As we mentioned, 51 freshmen or redshirt freshmen dressed out for this game, and a lot of them getting chances to play. So Blaine McCorkle trying to build things from the ground up. Knew there would be growing pains, and there have been. And McNeese comes away with the victory in this one, 35-3.
Yeah, McNeese had a pretty demonstrative game plan here. They ran the ball very well, got things started there, and I think that just kind of held them in check. And they had some explosive plays also. Although, a couple of things they were turned away. They were trying to put more points on the board, but a couple of interceptions by Caesar McGee III thwarted their efforts, but did a great job of getting a couple of turnovers for the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Over 314 yards rushing for McNeese in this one. We throw it down on the field. Jason Pugh. Jason.
Coach Goff, great game by your offense. Let's talk about one thing. Not often do you go on the road and you're -2 in turnover differential and you win by 32. Great job by your defense and up front, opening holes by the offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought defense played lights out again, and offense did a great job in the rushing attack. We got to clean up these turnovers, right? We got to throw it to our guys, not theirs. But overall, a big road win, and it's nice to have this rivalry back going again. And a lot of respect for Coach McCorkle. He's going to do a great job here.
Strong comes in the second half and lives up to his name. And really, the ability to run the ball, keep it away from them, even with the turnovers, extending that lead on the road, good sign from your team, bouncing back from a tough midseason drought.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we were away for 42 days, right? So it's good to get home for a homecoming win, but it's good to get on the road, get a good win. The running game is very important. We're young at quarterback, and we'll be fine there. But anytime you got a solid run attack, it takes some pressure off your defense and your quarterback play.
And every now and then a trick play that goes for a touchdown doesn't hurt anyone's feelings, does it?
Hey, I watch that guy play almost every high school game, and he's got a cannon for an arm. He might not be the biggest, but he can throw some strikes.
For you guys now, you get a chance to go home and face another rival, a chance to end with a winning season. After last season, what does that mean for your program?
Well, it means a lot. I'm so proud of these guys and so proud of the coaching staff. We stayed to the process, and hard work pays off, and you're starting to see that now. So we're happy to be playing at the Hole next week to end the season for a big-time game.
Coach, thanks for your time. Go congratulate your team.
Hey, thank you. Go Pokes.
Patrick, Gary, back up to you.
Thank you, Jason. We appreciate it. And again, major kudos and thanks to James Stanfield, David Antilli, our entire crew. It has been an absolute pleasure bringing you Northwestern State Demon football here at home on ESPN+. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You're not going to find a broadcast any better at this level and a lot of levels above this than what Northwestern State puts out. Gary, a pleasure, my friend.
Yes, always a pleasure, Patrick. You do a great job. Love working with you, and we'll see you next year.
Hey, next year. For Gary Reasons, I'm Patrick Netherton, saying so long from Turpin Stadium in Natchitoches. Your final score, 35-3, McNeese with the win for the final home game for Northwestern State. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN for the final time this season in Natchitoches. Good evening from the City of Lights.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
I can't believe turkeys are only 79 cents a pound this year.
Let me guess, you don't believe in Santa either, do you?
Huh?
These turkey deals are the real deal.
Sarah, did you hear that? It was Santa Claus, and he's like weirdly hot.
Check-in time is